I'm Newfew, and I'm going to be casting with Craft here. This is my second year casting for UGL Siege, and I believe it's your first year.
First year on UGL, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're just getting ready up. We're readying up here for our players.
So I think you wanted to talk a little bit about the history of the map, don't you?
Yeah, so Cafe Dostoevsky, for those who haven't played Siege in a while, it's actually one of the earlier maps to have been introduced in the game, and recently got a rework to balance out things. Notably, they've added some new platforms on the top floor, so
Right.
that defenders have extra options when it comes to holding against the roof.
So a little bit more leg room, right?
Yeah, more
Who doesn't like
rotation.
leg room? Everybody likes their
Yeah.
leg room.
More stairs. And we can talk about our teams. So Speaker's Advantage has been undefeated until now.
All right.
And they were last year's winner.
Okay, so that's no small feat. They're
Yeah.
the defending champions, right?
Yeah, and I believe
Right.
they are part of the design team of Rainbow.
Okay, so they got little tricks they
Yeah,
know, right? They
totally,
just-
totally not rigged. Totally not rigged.
not rigged at all.
Oh,
And we lost mics.
we
Did
lost mics. Hello? Okay, but can anyone still hear us? Oh, okay, perfect.
Very nice.
All right,
Very nice.
so I guess we'll have to content ourselves with Twitch. You guys don't matter.
You all work here, anyways.
Yeah. Huh? Ubisoft, what?
So yeah, so you were talking about like the top floor that's been redesigned.
Yeah.
On top of the new legroom that they have on both ends of that top floor, they also have, the attacker at least, also have a new hatch that they can actually use
Yeah.
to break in. So that makes a little bit of it complicates things for the defenders because there used to be only one hatch and a skylight, right?
Yeah. And so Speaker's Advantage will be defending first. And if some of our audiences have been watching a little bit of Pro League, they will know that defenders have quite a bit of an advantage going into this game. Oh, and to note, there has been a modification since last year's UGL. So in the old UGL days, we would play with ranked rules where we would alternate attacker and defender roles. Now we follow more in line with ESL rules where you play one role 4 rounds in a row and then you go for the switch. So Speaker's Advantage will be playing defense for the first round, for the first 4 rounds, and Bacon will be playing offense for the first 4 rounds.
That sounds really good. That sounds like a really good spot to be in. Speaker's Advantage is taking the defense first, especially like we said, it is a heavily defended-sided map. We're gonna go sit down. We're about to jump into the game in the first round. So that's the ban phase first. So
Yeah.
let's see if we get any surprises coming out of that bag.
Yeah, Bacon are gonna need some cheeky plays, I assume, for Speaker's Advantage.
And first ban as Jackal. What do you think about that?
Jackal. So Speaker's Advantage, they have a very, very strong roam game, so it makes sense for them to pick the Jackal. For those who don't know, Jackal can scan footsteps, and for 1 minute duration, I believe.
I think it's a 30 seconds. It's
30 seconds?
4 pings, if I'm not mistaken. 4 pings.
Ooh, in the Monty ban.
Monty
So
ban.
yeah, Jackal can track footsteps and thus identify where a roamer is.
And it pings you at an interval of, I think, like 5 seconds or something like that.
Yeah,
so basically,
very, very tight. So the defender would be forced to move around a lot.
exactly. You need to move around, and which is, normally makes it so that you're in a bad spot,
Yeah.
and Jackal is waiting for you at the turn of a corner.
Yeah. And we have the standard Echo ban. So Echo is in a bit of a tough spot when it comes to bans right now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best, intel gatherer, plant denial.
Yeah.
Very, very strong kit as far as his gun goes.
Yeah.
Integral silenced MP5 basically with an
With an
ACOG.
ACOG.
Exactly. So very long range, and he's high kill capabilities.
And let's see. Oh, we have our 6th pick.
And what's going to be on the last pick over here for Bacon? There we go. I think that's a standard attack draft, especially for this map. You want to have a high, frag potential. I
Yeah,
think that's what
for
they
sure.
brought on the board, really.
Yeah. So Cafe, one of its difficulties is that it's a very angle-focused map. You really have to know what angles to hold, and also
where not to put your foot as a defender.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because if you make a mistake approaching the bomb sites, you will lose your head. That's for sure.
Exactly. Especially on the top side like this. Like I said earlier, we have 2 hatches and a skylight. And that whole bar area that we're seeing right now is completely undefended if you're running in that area as attackers are on the skylight. This is a very dangerous spot to be, so they're probably going to try to make their defense around that, but not beyond that exact spot.
So right now, it looks like
get some cheeky plays coming up.
yes, Speaker's advantage, doing what they do best. Will it work?
And
here goes the first frag.
And the first blood. I think that sets the tone for the map, at least for now.
This
is
very much in line with how SA plays. They like to take those gunfights. They will not hesitate, even if the odds are against them.
And that's a good thing. I mean, this sets the tone for the match. They're 1 man down already, and no less. It's one of the biggest threat for angle holding, right?
Absolutely.
If you don't know who just died right now, it's Blackbeard just went down, and the operator has 2 shields that he can put on that he can mount on the top of his gun, which doesn't make him immune to weapon fire, but gives him that quick, maybe a second to react to a shot.
Exactly. Now that the attackers have to start with 1 man short, already it's quite difficult to attack with a full team. Now they have to contend with 1 man down. So they'll have to, whatever plan they were attempting, they'll have to rethink about it, probably.
For sure. And as we can see, we had Zolfi over here. That's what I was talking about, that whole bar area, making sure nobody was rotating around.
Yeah.
And we have them having a good hold on the roof, but again, the defenders can't deny that access.
For sure, and we can see that the attackers are. They don't seem quite sure what to do. They're poking and prodding around the hatch and the skylight, but there's only a minute and half the round has gone, so they have to start moving, which is what they're doing.
Of course, yes, of course. But I think what we're trying to do is try to gain intel where we've had where the roamers are coming from, if they are coming from somewhere.
Meanwhile, the Buck got picked off. Presumably
by Legion.
On the probably challenging him on the white stairs, getting punished for it.
Legion's Legion's in problem. I mean, are we going to see Doc healing him? Or are we going to see Doc's ability used, or is he only a gun?
Probably. I mean, Doc's not very far. Last scene he was in piano, but more importantly, there's 2 frag grenades.
And there we go. The first blood on Bacon's side, and it's a good pick. Jaeger's a very strong roamer.
Doc picks another, though.
Loading mag!
And we're down to a 2v4 right now.
2v4, and it's very difficult. Nowhere near the bomb site right now.
And Legion picks another one off. So what we're seeing right now, what we're seeing actually right now is a prime example of a pixel peek, or as close as we can get to a pixel peek.
Yeah.
And there we go. See, we didn't even get to see the defender. He's keeping an angle, and what we were saying is this map's all about angles.
Yeah, it's all about angles. So you can see the Doc has essentially stayed there for the entirety of the round, and he got rewarded for it. The defenders, we
need to know though that Butt was challenging the Legion, which Legion was keeping an eye on his back. So if Butt would have gotten that Legion, maybe that would have went another way around, but it is what it is.
Going forth, I think the attackers are going to have to drone harder, use a little bit more flashbangs, maybe something to facilitate their entry. Because if they get picked off 1 by 1, like just now, they're going to find
yeah, for sure. They need to find those refrag moments if they're getting engaged on, and also they need to be really careful approaching the building, because I have a feeling that these guys on Speaker's Advantage know every single way to take a spawn peek.
They are extremely aggressive firefighters, and this is probably the best map for that kind of style. Just take those gunfights. Never mind the sneaky tricks, besides the spawn peek, of course.
Of course.
But never mind any high IQ plays or crazy things. Just straightforward, point and click.
But they're very confident in their gunplay then.
8 seconds left before
Alright, cool.
insertion.
And we're going on the second point, and that's actually a new site
5
on this
seconds
map.
left before insertion.
Wasn't there, I think it was 4 months?
Attackers objective
ago,
is
something like that. Yeah, approximately. That's a new site. It's split between library and the fireplace.
Yep.
And it is divided by a hallway, and that hallway is actually a really good spot if you want to choke down and attack. We're next to a stairs. You're on the second level, so you have a lot of room to navigate the map.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be on the top floor, you have a good look from the pillars or even the skylight itself, where the attackers are actually right now going to make their.
And we can see in the setup of the defenders, they're putting quite a bit of utility and operators for the top floor. They know they can hold the top floor very easily, and they know that by all means, the attackers will probably enter through the top floor. It's not safe, but it is safer than entering through the second floor lodge.
Of course, of course.
So they'll probably try to take the top floor, capture the hatch, and then do some vertical plays and hopefully get a few kills onto the defenders. So now, just checking around, scoping out how well defended the top floor is.
I think they're aware of the fact that they have a heavy presence of the defenders.
Absolutely. They see the reinforcements. They see on their drones. Ooh, the ping. So now the defenders know that things are about to get spicy on the top floor.
See the dash over there taking peeks, trying to see if he can get a lucky shot through the wall right here. It is an actually really good thing to do in Siege. If you expect somebody to be behind a wall that's unreinforced, take those shots. Take those shots.
Absolutely. If you think it's something, just shoot at it.
Yeah, you have a lot of ammunition, and chances are if you shoot at head level, grab and that thing. And first blood is. That was still a better start for them, I think.
For
considering
sure,
the fact
for
that they
sure.
actually got into the building, and we got 2 refrags on the side of Bacon right now. So that's actually they've got Maestro and Jaeger.
However, they're not quite
Mr.
approaching the bomb site yet.
Attackers bomb
And
has
Mr.
been
Coco
dropped.
goes ahead and makes it a 2v3.
So that I was saying, there's not a lot of time left, and they spent most
Attackers
of the
have
round
recovered
just
their
capturing the
diffuser.
top floor. But remember, the bomb site is not on the top floor; it's actually below them. So they still have to. They've lost their hard breacher. So now they're going to have to enter through the hatch or through the doors. And the defenders, they're on top of their game. Like they know there's only 3 options for the attackers. So we're about to see a refrag potentially soon. Smokes go off.
And smokes go off with 15 seconds
15
going on,
seconds
and the
left.
smokes last for 10 seconds. So that means that he can stop them from
located. 10
pushing
seconds
into
left.
library for the full length of the round that's
And
left.
since now we see the attackers, they
5
have to
seconds.
rush in. They don't have time. They have to get the plant
The
down.
plan's going down right now, and one smoke went down.
So
Attackers
now
are
it's
activating
1v1
bomb
essentially.
diffuser.
Oh,
And the
and he gets
frag-
picked
there
off.
we go.
Attackers need to protect the diffuser.
A much better
Position
round.
compromised.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like
Much-
I think they're trying to, find their footing, see how they can actually navigate through their spawn peak, or maybe even
Bomb
better
diffuser.
Yeah,
gunplay.
By
they were
defenders.
definitely much more
Defender
careful
mission
this time. A lot more drones came out. They were ADS approaching, checking out the windows for any potential peaks.
Yeah, they for sure made the roamers upstairs, a little bit more a little bit more careful of where they were standing
Yep.
with the shots through the wall. If they had an idea, like a possible idea of somebody being there.
They made them work for their win.
Exactly. But the thing is, like as a roamer, there's a lot of people that think like a roamer should be a fragger mainly, right? I think personally the role of a roamer is to play the clock. And that's exactly what we saw over here. They had to rush that plant. They had to walk into the site
Defenders,
without
protect your
really
bombs
like
from being
committing
defused
to
by attackers.
securing angles or anything, and
Yeah.
then plant.
Yeah, despite the
Attackers
numbers
have discovered
advantage
the location of a
held
bomb.
in the first half, by the halftime, it was insufficient because we're
And
lagging.
I think we're having a god.
Ooh, okay, well
At
we're
least
back on track.
We're back on track. I don't know if we lost time on the clock though. Doesn't really look like it. But fun fact, we're on another new site,
Yeah,
Kitchen and
or rather a rework site.
a rework site. Of
So
course.
in the old days, Kitchen was a abysmally difficult
5 seconds left.
hold for defenders. And why? If we can check out the new wall near
Attackers are heading out to defuse a
double door
bomb.
entrance on the southwest.
I think we're having another cheeky play
Is
over
it
here.
gonna work?
And
Not bad.
almost.
He tagged.
He tagged Zofia.
Yeah.
So Zofia's, I mean, it wasn't a headshot. She still can frag. She's still on the board.
Yeah.
So she's got the potential to actually maybe catch the one that shot at her and, you know, revenge. Take a revenge for what happened.
We'll have to see. Because with this peak, now the attackers, they're probably a little bit more scared, probably a little bit more cautious. It's going to cost them in time. Maybe it might even cost them in terms of ferocity for their attacks. So we'll have to see how this affects the round going forth.
They have visual contact on, you know, bakery entrance. I think they saw one, maybe two. I'm not too sure if they saw the second one, but they definitely know somebody's over there. And then here they're trying to, you know, and the kill comes from the attack. Let's go. That was actually a really cool play. The flash coming down with the other one, nope, on repel, inverted on the window. That was an actually really good play. And a little bit of carelessness over there, though.
Zofia, so she did get finished off in the end.
But the refrag coming up, I think they're learning from their mistakes where they see like a frag coming in and they don't actually respond to it. Now they're pairing up. We see the buddy system coming out a lot. They always have one person in the back of the other, so that if a kill comes down, they can actually, you know, push that person while he's reloading or while he's trying to reposition and get that kill.
Do you think this was actually a wise choice of a site for the defenders, though? Because they can't utilize their roamers quite as efficiently with this site.
Definitely, there's a lot less, you know, maneuverability when you're, you know, on the first floor.
Right.
But the good part is, if you know how to defend this site, it becomes a really easy site to defend. Especially since you're lacking in movement, but so is the attack. They need to come from outside. They need to come from, you know, known windows or actually like step in. And as we saw the very first moment of the round, we have Vigil, which took like one of the most iconic spawn peak of that map.
Surprisingly, Hibana not trying to go for a hatch opening or opening up the freezer to allow more attackers. They seem to be quite fixated on just busting through the bakery.
And the second, there we go. We got a fourth kill coming down. I think there's.
Oh, here's the plant.
Everything's in the hands of Maestro, and we'll see if he can actually make something. Or actually, in the first round, he goes for Bacon, so that's a 2-1 right now. So I think we can agree that we're seeing improvement as the game goes on the side of Bacon.
For sure.
They're attacking a little bit more carefully. They're taking the steps to ensure that they get the frags and the refrags that they need to push in the objective.
I think that bomb site may have been more of a deciding factor against Speaker's advantage rather than Bacon changing up their game.
Definitely, I think it's a 50-50 on both. The site itself is a little bit harder than what we saw, maybe they say the third floor all the way to the top, which is a lot easier to defend. But
attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
seeing
as
it,
they
say,
can.
Pro League or a little bit under that kitchen site is, I'm not going to say a favorite for all the teams, but it's a curveball.
Yeah.
Attackers
When you know how to
located a
defend
bomb.
it, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So we're going back to the third floor right now, which is a site that's a lot easier for them to handle.
Yeah, definitely probably a site that has been practiced over and over again by Speaker's advantage. They're probably going to hold the same angles. Or maybe not. It looks like they're changing up their setup a little bit.
10 seconds to go.
It looks like we have a little Mira trick thing coming up right
5 seconds to insertion.
Rounds. Actually, I think that everything's in the same place.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
I mean, it was a winning round, so I don't think I need to change anything. Maybe now, though, the spawn peak is going to be expected, and maybe they're going to be expecting that dock that did so much damage in the first attack.
For sure, and they'll probably be more careful of those lesions as well.
Already seeing them giving looks on where the actual spawn peak happened in the other rounds. They've learned their lessons.
Taking their time approaching. However, they'll have to be careful not to take too much time, or it'll bite them like in the second round.
We're already in 30.
Very bold.
We're like we're seeing what's happening right now on the
Attackers
defense.
bomb
Like they've
diffuser
already like
has
set
been spotted.
their stuff up. They're not really moving around. They're waiting for the attack to happen. They're trying to
Attackers will
figure out
cover the
which
diffuser.
way I think the attack is going to be coming.
Yeah.
A lot of people playing in defense and a lot of matches where the attack, like they have a problem like letting the momentum come to them. Like they need to wait and see what's going to happen so they can respond.
And the advantage of that is also everybody's in place for the refrags. One defender goes down, it doesn't matter as much as long as your teammate is there to go for the refrag.
Exactly. And we just got the first kill and the second one coming out. So that is a really good mirror right there.
And the Hibana went down, so they have no options against Mira right now.
And so challenging a mirror like that is a really rough play. Especially if you already see that there's a hole next to the mirror, like you know they're going to be ready to take that shot.
Absolutely. In your opinion, do you think that attackers should be pushing piano or should they rotate around?
At this point, I'm fairly certain that the other defenders are already in position to counter push, right? So they know that Mira's
Attackers have
going
recovered their diffuser.
part of that map lockdown. She can call to her teammates. I'm getting pushed. They're coming from that side.
But the Mira finally went down. So
but she did take a bit like 30 to 40 seconds.
That's true. There's only 40 seconds left.
She's not out yet. She can still call like the footsteps. That sound in the game propagates really well, and that's one of the reasons.
Without any soft breaches left, looks like they're going to try to bust through the white hallway.
Or at least the Mira's still calling, and there it is. See, that Mira being alive right now is a thorn in the attacker's side for sure.
And for those who play Siege in custom games or ESL rules,
that was a nice 3K right there.
That was it.
That was a nice 3K.
So as I was saying, when you down somebody with ESL rules, you actually don't know that you downed that person. You don't get points on your screen. So the Mira going down, they have to assume that the Mira is still alive. So that can affect how you approach a given site, because you have to assume that maybe a person is just hiding and waiting to shoot at you.
Of course, yeah. And I think we just had the map swap right now, the swap from attacker to defender.
Right.
And not the map swap.
Attackers need to locate
and right now we're
defuse
going to
as
see
many
Speaker's
bombs as
advantage
they
on their
can.
first attack.
Yeah.
We're going to see how differently they're going to approach this. And again, we're going to go on the third floor, which is
A very similar
favorite
set
side.
of operators being picked here. Actually, almost identical, save for the Aussie.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And on the attacker side as well, if we're looking at the attacker's draft right now, again, we see a black here. We see
Yeah.
So
Covered the
they
location of a bomb.
swapped out the Hibana for a thermite.
Yeah.
would say.
Ooh, a little bit of lag here. So the advantage of thermite
10
is
seconds to insertion.
it's a little bit less safe. His gun is a little bit less powerful than Hibana's, but
5
if he can
seconds
get his exothermite charge down, then he can make
Attackers are
much
heading
better
out to defuse the
holes than
bomb.
Hibana could. So it's a
He-
lot easier for
He does
attackers
have
to-
that line, which I'm going to refrain from saying, but he does have that line where he, specifies
it's,
what type of hole he's.
One could describe it as a quite big hole.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. A big ducking hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're seeing the approach right now. See, it's already a lot more careful. They're taking shots at the window, making sure that nobody's, going to try to jump on that little, breach in the window. And the flag rate's already in play right there. It's already in the windows.
First pick of the round, Jaeger goes down.
And see, that is Blackbeard. If we can see right now, his shield on his gun has been hit, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Where that shield can actually save you if you have that quick second reflex
Absolutely.
to take that refrag against somebody who's trying to actually get you down.
Zofia listening in for any people trying to play on the piano. Now that spot is actually quite common for defenders to hold. Bandit, for example, if they want to do bandit tricking, prevent attackers from breaching into the piano from the skylights. That is a very important hold. However, there's no bandit, there's no reinforcement.
I was about to ask you if you noticed if the red stairs were actually reinforced, and they are actually. We just got the confirmation of that. We got.
However, no bandit, so it's going to open up. Nice big hole. And the attackers essentially have control of piano right now.
That's going to be forcing the team on the defense to move a little bit backwards, back to the actual site itself. But we still do have that dock sitting in the bathroom.
Yeah. So this Mira spot is extremely powerful. You can see it's a lot of headaches for attackers.
Yep. Especially with no mirror right now, right? So you don't have a mirror, not a mirror, Hibana. You don't have Hibana, you can take it away from long range. You need to have somebody push it,
Yeah,
which is soft.
very good smoke though from the attackers. That's a little bit of a difference there in terms of how they, and they're going for the plant. Are the defenders even aware of this?
I don't think they are.
The flashbangs, they don't, I don't think they heard it go down.
There's an interaction with a flashbang and the plant going down where I think it covers the sound.
Absolutely. So a lot of people, they tend to use flashbangs as a means of blinding defenders. However, in Siege, you're actually, it's very important to take control of the sounds. So using a flashbang can cover up a lot of your movement.
And we got the mirror right there. Like she's alone against 3. She downed one, and now she's trying to move and down the second one.
So essentially a 1v1, but the clock is ticking. Defuse is actually 7 seconds.
I don't think she can have time to get the defuse down.
And there you go.
There it is.
Very good attack round.
That was a very good attack.
The smoke was definitely the key factor there.
Yes.
Being able to disable that hold.
I think the flashbangs coming out as well.
Absolutely.
And the quick plant, like, you know, pros don't fake, like they say it, right? You go for the plant, you get it through.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we just saw right there. Like they actually, you know, made a call. Like we smoked that mirror. We're gonna, you know, push that dock out.
Yeah.
You're clear to go plant. They're gonna be focused on us. Go ahead and plant, and we'll, you know, we'll pick it up when it's done.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact too. Like Ying is actually another really good operator with her candelas to actually cover the sound of that plant going down. Like if you toss that candela with the amount of time that the flashes go off,
protect your bombs
it actually covers a
by
lot
attackers.
the sound of planting and the diffuser. So it's always a good opportunity to play with the sound spectrum a lot like that.
Yeah. So they're swapping out a few
Attackers have
operators in
located a bomb.
defense, going for the Pulse play. Pulse with his cardiac sensor essentially has wall hacks, and he'll probably play from underneath.
Yep.
So if the attackers try to pull off the same thing they just did, Pulse, all he has to do is make the call, or just himself, throw a C4, blow up the attacker who's trying to plant, and deny it. So we'll have to see if the attackers are aware of the Pulse. Probably will be. And we'll have to
5
see if they
seconds
try to change a little bit their tactics, maybe try to take out the Pulse before attacking the
Attackers'
bomb
objective
site.
is
What
to
I'm really
defuse
curious
the bomb.
about is Artie going to be playing the Pulse by himself on the second floor, or is he going to be having a buddy, you know? Because if he's by himself, it's a lot harder to commit to calling out where the enemy's coming from if you're by yourself, because you have that threat of Blackbeard, a Buck, any of the operators that, you know, that wants to get into the building, wants to, you know, challenge those roamers, challenge Pulses.
Yep.
So we'll see how it goes. I think we're seeing that we have some people on the first floor as well. So I think they're trying to extend their web a little bit more to catch somebody unaware.
For sure. So it looks like there's a little bit of a duel going on between Jaeger and Blackbeard, but Jaeger's going to opt to not challenge that.
Which is a good idea.
Oh,
And
gets tagged a little bit though.
You got
Gotta
tagged.
Be careful. The attackers is droning out, checking out how the defenders are playing the bomb site again. Pulse doesn't quite see anything yet on his cardiac sensor.
no information is not bad information, because you actually can, you know, it's a 7
Absolutely.
meters, I think, or 13. I think they re-upped it. I think they're 13.
Yeah, it sees quite far now,
And it's good to know that if they're not over here,
Yeah.
you can actually call to your, you know, let's say you're watching White Stairs. All right, they're not pushing your way.
exactly. It's not a small map either, so. Ooh,
And the
Legion-
first blood comes from the defense.
the
Legion
piano hold
got-
again. That is a very, very.
And
good.
that Zofia out of the equation is it's a really strong point right now, because Zofia is really good against Jaeger.
Yep.
She can chuck down those grenades, those impacts, those stuns, and make sure that the way is open for the smokes that we saw earlier,
Yeah.
for the flashbangs. So that's a
Look.
really good piece of the board gone off.
A little bit of a silver lining, though. The defenders didn't opt for a mirror this round, so the Sophia loss stings a little bit less.
Exactly, no,
Just
for
a little
sure.
bit.
Definitely. And he sees
Oh
somebody
no!
else, but
The reload timing. Will he get punished for it?
and he. So that is the exact same spot as we saw Doc on the first round, right? And after 2 kill, a lot of damage done to Thermite. He finally goes down, but he did his job very well. He took out roughly like 2 minutes off the board.
Yeah,
for the
and now they're
attackers.
opening up the bomb sites. They're about to approach. Will they try to go for a Sweeney plant? Only 20 seconds left. Now that is a good spot. He's undercover, but he'll have to rely on his teammate to cover him. The defenders are aware that he's planting.
15
And the
seconds
pulse.
left.
Will he go for a C4?
And I don't have, oh, he didn't see
He
him.
didn't commit to the plant. 7
Plant is
seconds. He
coming
has
down.
to stick it now.
5 seconds
Oh,
left.
does the Blackbeard do it? 2v2.
Attackers activating.
Only
the
Rook and
diffuser.
Jaeger. All they have to do is hold it.
The diffuser is down. Thermite just went down. So Blackbeard by himself protecting that
Blackbeard might be
diffuser.
too far if he can't hear the diffuse. Oh,
And Blackbeard just
and the
went down.
defenders got it.
So
Defenders have
All
eyes
they have
on
to
the
do is defuse right now.
There we
Attackers
go.
need to protect it.
Bacon still clinging on.
Defenders disabled the diffuser.
that was a very good round for
Defender
Bacon.
mission successful.
Yeah, that was.
I think the attackers went. I think they just didn't commit to the angles. We had the Blackbeard that could have committed to angles if they would have communicated. He knew that somebody was coming from Fridge. The other one must have been, trying to wrap around. So either from stairs if he jumped down, or either from Christmas piano as we call it. So I think if he would have stayed put, wait for the attackers to come to him, maybe would have had a chance.
An interesting choice of hold this time, though, going for kitchen.
And we're finally seeing the buck coming out in the attack.
Yeah, this is going to help them a lot. We didn't see this much last time we played on kitchen, but
Attackers
Buck
need
can
to locate
open up
and
the,
defuse
the,
as many
the
bombs as
ceiling
they
of the
can.
kitchen and give
Yep.
a lot of lines of sights for the attackers.
Buck is a very misunderstood character as an operator. His gadget, a underhanded shotgun on his gun, under barrel. So I think a lot of people sees it either as a, and fragger maybe. This gun is definitely really, really strong, but he shines when you can take control of a top or a bottom
Absolutely.
floor. Pick off utility. If you can pick off those pesky Jaegers, the
10 seconds
ADSs,
remaining.
Grismut mine, goo mines. There's so
5
many
seconds
things that
to go.
Buck can do to help his team approach a side like the bandit warriors.
Attackers'
I'm saying,
objective
or-
is to locate a bomb.
so
and
we'll
defuse
see
it.
what happens, and it's one of my favorite picks when I see a mirror on the other team. I pick a Buck, and I love to shoot that little red canister. Makes the mirrors go mad.
Absolutely.
It's super fun.
It looks like the defense is aware of this potential play, so they're dispatching Jaeger and I think another operator to hold the hatch, I believe.
So that's a quick attack. They've already opened up the bakery door, and they're challenging the mirror already. Meanwhile, we've got roam clear coming upstairs, and maybe we'll get to see that.
Yeah, Thatcher
verticality.
realizing there's not much holding them back, calling the thermite over. They might go for a quick open. There it goes down. So now there's a long line of sight from the outside all the way into the kitchen, almost. We'll have to
Bomb
see how it
located
plays
by
out by the
attackers.
attackers.
And for the defenders, they only have one single ACOG on the Maestro.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really rough time to challenge those long line of sights.
Yep.
So we'll see how they decide to actually play this. Are they going to wait for the attackers to move in, or are they going to actually challenge that long line of sight?
For sure. And we can see a couple of attackers upstairs. Ooh, drone a little bit too fat to make it through the hole.
He was trying to patch the hole, I think. I think that's what he was. There's a hole in the wall. You want to repair it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to leave the place all destroyed when you're done with it.
Yeah.
So,
Can't be rude about it.
and so
Oh,
Jaeger just got
Jaegers.
alerted by the fact that somebody got a camera and
Oh.
takes that first blood. And instantly another frag comes down from the
On the
defense.
Mozzie. So that's one C4 down, actually.
Yep, but they also took down hit Mozzie's counterpart, and there's a lot of rotation and deniability that's gone off the board as well.
And we can see where we were talking about the buck opening up the
mirror.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Make those little holes upstairs. So the defenders, they know there's a buck upstairs, and whether or not they're going to push him, we'll have to see.
The thing is, Buck is not by himself. He's got Thatcher with him, protecting his back. Like there's another kill.
Well, who needs a Thatcher? Looks like Buck is able to take care of things by himself.
And
back to business.
I don't know if he's going to see him. And he just went down. That was a nice C4.
Off. And that's why the C4s are very important, because...
And Thatcher tried to, rush in a little bit, trying to, maybe capitalize on that confusion. Didn't work out.
2v1.
2v1 for the defenders.
10 seconds left.
With 7 seconds left, and the defenders
won
take
that
it.
round. Bacon won that round. So I think we're going to go for the pace of the match was installed by Speaker's advantage with the first round, with the first kill instantly when the round started as a, spawn peak. But I think Bacon right now is saying, you know what, you guys can do you, we can do us too. We can work on the defense. We can actually, make sure that we, hold our ground and maybe bring that into an OT. Who knows what will happen? But we're seeing again, a lot of the same operators coming out. And
Yeah. We're going onto a tried and true site. This site has not changed whatsoever since the beginning of Cafe. Fireplace and mine and
Attackers
dining
need to
room.
locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So essentially, this plays out quite similarly to any other bomb site on the second floor, or even in the kitchen. Your interest is on those top floors, so that you don't get bucked from above.
Yep.
But also, you want to make sure that there's nobody bucking from underneath.
Of course, a lot of people forget that what we just saw in the previous round. Buck was in train room, bucking from above into the kitchen. So we can do that in the other way around. Like if you're in the kitchen, you can buck into the train. You can buck into the museum. You can buck also into the fireplace. So we'll see how they're responding. Now they know that Buck was actually quite successful in the other round. Even though they lost a round, he was quite successful. So we'll see if they're going to try to stop him from using his skeleton key.
Yep. And the defenders are using a pretty classic hold here. Mira opening up those little holes onto the bomb site will allow her to see anybody trying to come down from red stairs or up from the down stairs, and also anybody trying to enter directly onto the bomb site. A lot of options to hold.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So we see a lot of people moving around, but I think what we don't get to see as much because it's not as fun. We always have somebody in the back with a drone. Always have somebody calling where people are going. We just saw the drone move about, so they know what they're expecting once they jump in. See, they wouldn't jump in blindly.
Yeah.
And that's all thanks to the teamwork, communication, and they've already taken Christmas.
Yep. They're very fast. Always one drone, one fragger. Oh, and they'll get rewarded for their diligence.
But
they lost the buck.
They lost the buck, but instantly refragged.
Yeah. So, as you can see, Speaker's advantage, very organized attack runs, always a person to hold. Come back if there's something wrong that goes down.
I think that's a problem that we see a lot in maybe casual games where you don't exactly play with people you know.
Yeah.
Refrag is a big thing. If you breach into a place and you walk into a room, you always want to have that buddy behind you.
The vertical plays coming here. Mira gets punished. That air jab might hit Maestro.
That's a really good placement for the air jab, actually. If you think about it,
it
locking somebody into fireplace gives you a good control on train and maybe opens up a plant.
Yep.
In the museum.
Yep. It's 4v2 with 45 seconds. The attackers have a little bit of time to work with. They'll have to get a move on soon.
And
the air jab has gotten taken out. I don't know if the attackers will know there's a pulse coming through.
And
but they got
he
drowned
just got drowned out.
Again, the diligence of the Tigers is very good.
And we just, wow. So we just also did Maestro with the kill, but he
Caught
just
in a
got
crossfire.
refragged.
He did not have a chance. Oh, the timing. Nomad reloading. But they know where Pulse is. All they have to do is hold the angles, and he is
Attackers
locked
are activated.
outside.
But he is Pulse. He could pull out his cardiac sensor and maybe shoot through the
But
wall.
they're aware. There goes one. He needs to take out 2 more.
The bomb has been planted as well.
They're
so
holding
the
it from
diffuser,
outside
my bad.
too. Now the Pulse is gonna have to. Yeah, he's gonna check. He has a little bit of time.
I don't think he has a clue on where the attackers just anchored themselves.
It's a common bomb site. The attackers know he's there in the hallway.
And I think he's gonna take the other one as well.
Yeah, a lot of angles
There
to
we
check
go.
for Pulse.
This is looking grim right now.
Yeah, and he has to be careful of the window.
Defenders have eyes on the diffuser. Attackers need to protect it.
And
There it is.
the attackers take it. Very good attack round.
So with that final kill, I think that's the first map
Yep.
gone the way of Speaker's advantage. Though I'm gonna say it is Bacon did a good job, especially in defense. It went to
Definitely.
5-3, and they're showing that it wasn't their map. So maybe they had to wiggle a little bit, try to find their footing in that map because it's not theirs. We're gonna see if they're coming strong and hard, just as Speaker's advantage did.
That's true.
In this map on the next one, actually.
Yeah. Next map will be Villa. We'll have to see if Bacon have any special tactics against Speaker's advantage. Villa is one of the newer maps. It's got very long hallways, a lot of 90-degree angles. So it's somewhat similar to Cafe in the sense that there's a lot of straightforward firefights, we could say.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, for sure. There's also a collection of stairs that you can take, hatches that you can break
Yeah.
to utilize that verticality. I think Villa is a very vertical map if you know how to use it. I would say probably 90% of the floor is breakable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and there's a big skylight which is unused unless you're me and you feel kind of suicidal and you want to go down the skylight. There's a lot of cheeky places where you can actually set up and wait for an opponent to walk down a hallway maybe and just take a shot unbeknownst to them.
Yeah. We're just going to do a little bit of a rehost here.
Getting to.
So
That being said, that is high. I like the sound of my voice, but not that much.
So what do you think Bacon could do to spice things up?
I think they need to hold their angles a lot more. Make sure that they identify which way the attack is coming to put a stop to it. Maybe utilize those roamers a little bit more clockwise instead of frag-wise. So, yeah, for sure. If they play the clock a little bit more, I think it's going to stress out Speaker's advantage a little bit more too, and it might actually get that into.
Can you put the custom names? Thank you. Bacon on attack or defense? We'll have to see. One thing I did notice is one aspect of Bacon's defense that was very effective against Speaker's advantage. Their delay tactics. The clock was always very, very tight for Speaker's advantage. And the times where Bacon won, they were holding those angles just long enough, even though if they would a lot of times die to the attacker, they delayed them long enough.
But that's the thing, that it is not essentially only a frag team deathmatch, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, if you kill the entire other team, you won the round by default because nobody's there to contest you. But the main thing over here is the clock, and in a game like this, the clock is what, 3 minutes?
Absolutely.
So you only have 3 minutes to identify the site, walk in there, find the defenders, and plant that diffuser.
Yeah.
Given that if you place it down at the very last second, you get an extension, right? That being said, it's the same thing for defense. They need to defend for the defense. Yeah, they need to make sure that for the 3 minutes they can stop an assault from the attackers. So I think they played well on the defense on both teams. Both teams played very well on the defense. Speaker's Advantage, I think, has the advantage of knowing the map a little bit more, of knowing those
definitely.
cheeky angles, and making sure that they start the round with a man down on the other team.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this map, though, is going to be very beneficial to Speaker's Advantage once again. Lots of options for roamers, a lot of rooms they can kind of snake around, go behind the backs of the attackers.
Yep, there's a lot of crossfire. The map is quite big in a sense where you can be on one side of the map, say you're in statues or even Astros, and if you're sitting there, you won't hear the attackers coming from the other side of the map. So
Definitely.
the map is big enough for an entry to go unnoticed and maybe create a crossfire where your defenders are going to be at a disadvantage, actually. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's coming up with this map. I'm also really put up by the fact that I can hear my voice that much in the microphone, but we'll make it work. I think we're getting ready right now. We've got teams joining, people are getting readied up, and we're just making sure everything is good.
Final checks.
I'm actually really surprised to see that Bacon opted to go into attack first.
Well, it is their map, and when you're on attack, you get a little bit of leeway for how creative you can get, I feel.
Yep.
If you do, all shield rush in a single file, well, nobody's going to expect that. However, when you're in defense, there's only so many surprises you can do. 5 spawn peaks at one time? Maybe, probably not.
I've seen that happen in a casual or two.
Yeah, in a casual. I've also
Do you think we're
seen,
going to see something like a 5-man shield rush in there? Are we
you'd be
going to see
surprised.
the
Last year's UGL did
fabled
have a recruit rush.
So we've got the crowd riled up over here, so we're gonna see what happens with this. We gotta. So some people like bacon. Who would have guessed? See, everybody likes
Everybody
bacon.
loves bacon.
I mean, who am I to say no, right? And back to the banning phase here.
I'd like to see who's going to get banned. Probably the Jackal. Huh?
Really curious.
I don't think anybody likes Jackal in the moment.
I think he's one of the
Wait,
most
sides are wrong.
banned.
Ooh, they got
That's
a
what I was
rehost.
thinking. I think. So
I gotta say, no operator.
rehost.
Sickest operator in the game.
So this is one step further than Cav, I think. No operator, ghost operator, Halloween operator. What is that?
Yeah, you can't rehost within 5 minutes.
So there's going to be a 5-minute break, I believe. Isn't that right? This is my.
A little bit of a technical issue. Siege does not like it when you rehost a custom game, so do make sure if you play with your friends to get things right, because you're going to have to wait if you get it wrong.
You can always use your friends to host
Yeah,
it for
or you can use your Smurf account.
or Smurf account.
Not that it's
Reason?
totally not cool.
Nobody said that here.
Yeah, sorry.
We were talking about the Smurfs, like
Yeah,
the blue little guys.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Exactly.
That's totally what I meant.
Yes. You can use a
When you have
Smurf.
your blue friend.
You can use a blue friend to host a game for you.
Yeah, definitely.
That being
We would never Smurf here at Ubisoft. Come on.
I've only have one account, and I love that account and
Yeah.
cherish it with all my heart.
Yeah.
I will never have a second account.
Listen, having 2.5 KD on a 1-day-old account is totally legit.
Yeah, everybody likes this. That being said, one of the reasons I think they're doing this is because for a while now, custom games are hosted on dedicated servers. So you can't blame your friend that he's got really bad internet, and it's his fault that you have 0 kills after 7 rounds.
Ah, it's never your fault. Never.
It's never your fault.
Especially in Siege.
So we have the players joining back into a lobby right now.
Yeah.
And we now have the sides right. That's what I was talking about. I was surprised to see Bacon being in attack first. As again, Villa is a tiny bit defender
It was their map, so I would have expected them to pull up some special tactics.
Of course. No, of course. It is a map that we don't see too often as well, either in scrims or even Pro League.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think it's a coin toss. So
How do you
knows?
mean in terms of how
who can take the advantage? Because it defender sided, but once you have control of windows and the peaks, it becomes a really hard map for the defenders because you've got a lot of crossfire coming from outside, lots of windows, a lot of places you can buck through to get verticality or even sledge. So,
Of course, Jackal.
the same to attacker bans.
Yeah.
We saw the Monty before. I think Bacon banned Monty. I think they don't like Monty.
Yeah, I think it's the same operators that got banned, but we swapped who banned whom.
Yeah. And Mira's gone now as well, so I
Velvet
don't think
Shell.
nobody wants to see Mira and deal with that pesky black mirror again.
Yeah, so on this map, Mira can actually face directly outside with her Miras, so it's a
And-
little bit of a thorn for attackers.
Echo is gone. We
No
will
surprises
remember you,
there.
Echo. One day you will be back
One
in
day.
a game where, I mean, if there's no bans, he's there. But like, if there's a ban, chances are Echo's gone.
Yeah. Poor Echo. Ooh, almost the same setup again of operators.
Looks pretty much the same, yes.
Now, my inkling is that Villa
Attackers
actually
need to
has
locate
some
and defuse
very
as many
nice
bombs as they can.
angle, long distance peaks, especially if the attackers are focused on attacking through the balcony, for example.
Yep.
Well, there's another
Bomb
balcony
located by attackers.
further back, and the defenders could break open the window, just maybe get a pick or two.
Indeed. So basically, he's referring to the window of master bedroom.
Exactly.
So from that window, you can have a really good peek, but it's a dangerous one.
It's a dangerous one, and it's an expected one at this point.
Yeah.
10
However,
seconds to insertion.
sometimes, you know, you're bothered
Big
by
risk, big
5
reward.
seconds.
exactly, or you're just focused on whoever's holding study, which is the room Maestro's in right now.
Attackers' objective is to
You're just so
defuse the
focused
bomb.
that you forget about the possibility of somebody peeking out of master bedroom where Jaeger's around right now, so we might actually see it go down. And that site is so far away that if you're not listening carefully, you don't hear that window break.
Yeah, for sure. So that window can break, and if you're careful enough, you can break the wooden panel without breaking the window itself.
Exactly.
Make it that much more quiet, and making sure that you can actually get that first shot out and get a clean headshot maybe.
Yeah, but the defenders looks like they know what's up
A
with
bomb
this
has been located.
potential peak spot. They're going to clear it out and flush any potential roamers who would be there. Droning it out, just making sure they're not hopping into a trap.
And I am fairly certain they actually know.
Ooh,
Yeah, there we
Mozzie.
go. So Mozzie's been.
Wait, that's not.
It
That
is.
is Mozzie. Oops.
It is.
I thought it was mute.
And
Oh!
Mozzie with the. That was
Will he get the second frag? He knows the attacker's there.
that was Mozzie's starting to be really hurt right now. Thing is, he cannot go back. He knows that he's being checked from both sides.
Mozzie's gonna have to hold this spot or die trying.
He's doing a good job though, because it's already a minute 30 left in the round, and
Second pick, Mr. Coco. Very low HP.
a lot of damage done to the attackers, but a lot of damage done to that Mozzie as well, who's clinging.
Yeah.
And there he goes.
Ooh. Right in the buttocks. So now the attackers have 2 lines of sights onto the bomb site.
That
Pincer.
crossfire is making work right now.
Device ready.
Master bedroom approach was very beneficial to the attackers, allowing themselves to set up a pincer move like that.
When you're attacking this site in any case, or any site on the second floor, that 90-degree hallway we were just in is
It's key.
pivotal. It is
Yep.
pivotal because if you control this, you just shut down the map in 2.
Yeah, which is why Legion rotating around.
Drop the
Ooh,
diffuser.
hits the diffuser carrier.
Swapping mags.
So now the control of the 90 hallway is going back.
But Smoke just went down trying to hard hold an angle
Mute,
right
rather.
Attackers recovered the bomb
And,
diffuser.
so attackers have regained the diffuser.
Take
They
this.
pick up his teammate. 15 seconds left.
now. I don't
If
think
they're
he
not
knows.
careful of the goose,
15 seconds remaining.
But that's a good thing. Like he picked up his
10
teammates
seconds
so
left.
that he still had some utility to give.
Attackers bomb diffuser has been
where
dropped.
was
5
Nomad?
seconds left.
Not protecting.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
This is going to be very difficult. And the defenders.
And this is what we're talking about. This is the clock made the work. He played the clock and he played it right.
Yeah.
So he waited. We get no kills as a kill feed at the end, but the clock
Absolutely.
went down, hit 0. That diffuser wasn't planted.
But I am very surprised the Nomad didn't hold the entrances and protect his teammate, though, because his teammate cannot let go of the plant.
I think
he
she
has
was-
to stick to it.
I think she was expecting a 90-degree angle the 90-degree hallway that we were talking about, because that's where she got down from, and she was expecting maybe Legion to be coming back from that side.
I see.
So but they might have been missing intel. Maybe the drones were down. Maybe the call wasn't made. In any case,
Attackers
the
need to
round goes
locate
to
and
Bacon.
defuse as many bombs as they can.
Very good start for Bacon.
We're moving into statues, and
Attackers have discovered the
flank.
location
We're
of a
gonna
bomb.
get the name of the site, but we're on statues next to Astros. We're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot of players, especially on defense, make a big case about that Astro, because you got a hatch, a window, a camera, stairs.
Yeah.
Those are either really helpful
10 seconds
or
to
very
insertion.
detrimental if depending on whose hand.
And also,
5
you
seconds
get
to
those
go.
very long angles to the entrances from
Attacker's
astronomy,
objective is to
from
defuse
behind
the
the
bomb.
desk. You can hold it all the way to the entrance to the A-bomb site. So
Yep.
any attackers trying to rush in will get punished severely. So many angles to be held from astronomy. Very important. We probably will see quite a bit of utility being dispensed to take that.
I think we're seeing a pattern here. So the defenders are on one side of the map, the attackers come from the complete opposite side, and I think they're trying to make sure they're roam clear,
Yeah.
make sure they have the map to themselves, and make sure that they
Definitely.
choke the defense into the tiniest spot as they can.
So Jaeger trying to check if any attacker is trying to challenge the entrance to master bedroom. Thermite's there, but he's on the other side. We'll see if he gets picked off by Jaeger in a second.
Jaeger has a really good gun for long range like that, considering it's an AR.
Yeah.
But a while back, to everybody's sadness, the ACOG left. The ACOG is gone from both him and Bandit, and makes a lot of people sad. But when you see how well he can manage to get kills at this distance, you understand that a 3-speed with an ACOG.
Absolutely.
Was
Ash
it-
Jaeger means
Attackers have located a bomb.
And the first pick goes down.
Reloading.
It's a 5v3 already. And
So we got handed 2 balls of water and 2 defenders died. So I don't know if this is a coincidence. I think not.
Well, there goes the defender.
Defender.
5v2 with 1 minute left. A lot of time for the attackers. They can slowly push their way and choke out Maestro and Bandit. And they know where they are too.
They do, but they are still in a really good spot. If you look at Maestro right there, like he's got a good look at the 90 hallway, and coincidentally, he just exactly in
Yeah.
that spot.
However, Thermite, has he already used his exocharges? No, there you go. He's about to open up some angles. And it's 4v1.
4v1 now. Now that's a little bit harder. And a split second too late.
Yeah.
So Maestro needs to navigate.
Surrounded,
Yeah,
and there you
exactly.
go. Very valiant effort from the Maestro.
It's a very hard site to navigate once you lose control of the entry points because
Absolutely. Things unfold very quickly once they start moving.
exactly, and the both sites have literal windows looking into each other. So if you start moving around, chances are you're gonna have the attacker seeing you, or the other way around, defender seeing you. So you need to be really careful. I'm seeing a pattern of operators here, though.
I think they want to stick to their
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
mains, so to
defused by
speak.
attackers.
They're tried and true operators for the specific bomb sites and attacks. I think it's to their benefit. They probably practiced a lot specific strategies.
There's a good balance as well of utility and you know, sheer gun power.
Yeah.
When you look at, let's say, like Mozzie, he does use like an AR that's shooting 9mm converted rounds, but he comes with the fact that he can steal
10
your
seconds to
drones.
insertion.
And this, if you can get your hands to on a Twitch drone,
5
maybe
seconds
on
left
somebody's
before
drone,
insertion.
and in the keys, put them in key spots, you can actually
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse
maybe
it.
shake the attackers. A lot of times, the people won't notice the drone. He's got a blue light on it instead of a red one. But still, like, the attackers may mistake it for an actual, one of their drones.
Yeah.
So,
It's like a mute, but you know, worse for you if you're an attacker.
definitely. I see a lot of mute played with Mozzie as well, because mute normally catch at least one drone.
I think this is one of the adaptations that Bacon are doing against Speaker's Advantage. They've noticed that Speaker's Advantage are very on point with their drone games. So adding the Mozzie is definitely a good choice for them, and I think it's paying off in spades.
My air jab is deployed.
Get the defender here being tricky, trying to make sure no drones come in towards him, but we could see that there's a drone. There it is.
And he makes
He's
a
been
quick
called
exit.
out.
Gets tagged a little bit in the process.
Activating
Not too bad. He slowed down the attacker's approach into the study room. I would say it's okay. You know, he didn't get a kill that he wanted, but it's not the
But
most
that clock
important
went
thing.
down to minute 15.
Yeah.
So I would say his work is done here.
I think it's as I was speaking to, the delay tactics
Yep.
working well against Speaker's Advantage. I think they've noticed.
And Mozzie just grabbed the kill. I think they droned out the Jaeger, but they never droned out the
Bomb
Mozzie.
located
So
by
I think
attacker.
Mozzie surprised somebody that was trying to get to Jaeger. So that's
Oh wow, things are going down really quickly all of a sudden.
and another kill. So that's a 2v4 right now on the attack side. We'll see if they can make it work this time around.
Yeah, things going much better. Maestro creeping up. Oh, one! Can he get two? No, decides to back off instead. That's all right. Thermite's alone, and he has a lot of angles to worry about. What will he try to do? He's out of utility, essentially. He's going to have to take a risky push. Maestro's not hearing the footsteps properly, but it doesn't matter.
But takes the kill. I think what happened, I don't think when we saw him maybe get a double kill, we was really close to get that
Yeah.
second kill. I don't think he saw him.
No,
and his wife
definitely
was
not.
looking down the hatch.
Definitely. But I also think that he mistook the footsteps in the bathroom to be those of being under the hatch.
Sound can indeed be a little bit maybe weird
A
sometimes.
little bit tricky, yes,
A little bit
especially when you're in
tricky.
open spots like that.
Exactly, because sound propagates from every direction. So like if maybe you're hearing him from the left side, but maybe you move too
Attackers
quick,
need to
I
locate
think
and
it comes from,
defuse as many
from
bombs as they
downstairs.
can.
And mistake averted in this case though. Turned around, got the kill on his attacker.
So now we go back. Good game.
We're gonna see if they're gonna be using the exact same defense setup.
Attackers have discovered the
Lots
location
of
of a bomb.
drone
operators.
denials.
Again, We're seeing also always the Maestro with his evil eyes.
Yeah.
Let's see, Jaeger. I think Jaeger is one of the
10
most
seconds to insertion.
pivotal, most used in defense.
I think this is the perfect
5 seconds
setup
left.
for Bacon. The goos will disrupt the attackers'
Attackers are
pincer
heading out to
movements.
defuse the bomb.
Jaegers, the ADSs will disrupt any attempts to use those flashbangs and the Sophia gadgets. And the Mute and the Mozzie denying those drones. It's everything that Speaker's Advantage rely on. Oh, jumps past the Mozzie though.
The Mozzie almost got it. But I think
he
the
get back
Mozzie's
another one?
upstairs. And he
Drone parkour.
jumped
Very well
right
done.
there.
And Mozzie's holding against.
So they actually essentially made a drone get close to Mozzie, right? And they now know that they've got 2 operators in there in the defense. So like the attacker is going to be trying to collapse on them in a way that makes them, you know, with the crossfires and so on, with the way that. See, we're going into master bedroom, into the master bedroom time, shots fired through the wall. They're trying to make the defenders move around and put them in a bad spot.
EMP incoming.
Again, the 90-degree hallway
Yeah,
is
holding those angles, trying to catch any defenders rotating without any caution.
a lot of resources put onto that 90-degree hallway control. They really want to get that backside of the site so that they can actually take the site, you know, uncontested.
Ready.
If they can get to that little bank wall, which is a one-off wall, there's, you know, 1 thermite charge, and the whole site's open.
Yeah.
Split wide open. So we'll see what happens here.
Thunder in.
1 minute left, however, and nobody has died yet. So it's a little bit different in terms of pacing compared to the other rounds. Oh, never mind. I
And-
spoke a little too soon.
You had to talk,
Anything more than a box still.
or somebody get us water, whichever.
Thatcher, he's approaching. He's right next to the bomb site.
Release track stingers.
The attackers are preparing to move in.
And this is where we see the Thatcher threw in a EMP nade, and it got destroyed by.
Double kill.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Oh, can't make it 3. 29 seconds
It's a
left.
2v2 now.
And here goes the
Plant
plant.
is going down.
What a good stand.
That was
a brilliant
scan.
The evil eye, absolutely pivotal for that
Those are
moment there.
very nice. And the thing is, that evil eye can rotate 90 degrees left and 180 degrees, my bad, left and right, and up and down. The
Yeah.
fact that the evil eye was looking in that direction,
Yeah.
I don't know if we had the Maestro on the cam
And
itself.
again, going back to what I said about adapting, last time on Cafe when a smoke went down, it completely made the defense collapse. But this
Yep.
time, the smoke went down and it
Attackers
actually
need to
worked
locate
against
and
the
defuse
attackers.
as many bombs
Yeah, when
as
the
they
smoke
can.
went down in
Nobody
Cafe,
could see anything except
it
the
disrupted everything that the defense
Yeah.
had in play. But this time around, they actually made it work. They saw the smoke, they went, I can see you, you can't see me, but guess what? I've got an evil eye, I can actually see you.
Yeah. So now we've swapped
Bomb
roles.
located by attackers.
Bacon bringing in the Lion. And so for those who haven't played for a long time, Lion has been reworked quite extensively, I'd say.
10
You
seconds
can
left.
no longer just get an insta-wall hacks if you have the misfortune of moving around.
5 seconds left.
It's a series of pings now.
A little bit like Jackal would work,
A
essentially.
little bit like
Attacker's
Jackal.
objective
It
is
lasts
defuse
a
the
little
bomb.
bit less long.
Camera feed.
Easier to avoid as well.
It's a lot shorter, but it's also, the pings are a lot closer together.
Yeah.
So you get a,
Oh, was that a spawn peak? On the
that
Lion,
was a
nonetheless.
spawn peak. I don't think they like lions. I think Akira's
hunter
going
kills the lion.
hunting, yes. And you see him, he's hungry.
And he's hungry for another kill.
Hungry for another kill. He's already,
He
knows
knows
they're,
someone's there.
Yep, he knows they entered from that side when they were attacking. and he's like, you know what? Nobody's gonna do what I do to me. So he's
I
going to that.
feel like Bacon, having played defense for so long, have forgotten about
The peaks and the
peaks
pace
that's
that
on peak. Yeah, that's
the speaker's advantage
yeah.
were, namely speaker's advantage. Which is
Attackers
a brilliant
bomb
pun.
diffuser has been
5v2,
dropped.
aggressive gunfights coming out. Not afraid to take those fights.
And I think the first one we're seeing a Volk coming out. That's interesting.
planted.
So
Attackers will cover the bomb
It's a good
diffuser.
pick because you have these long hallways. There's only, it's easy to take out a
Device
default
planted.
cam. It's always good to have extra info to help your own defenders move around.
it's a little bit of a different playstyle as to Mozzie as well. Mozzie is
Yeah.
also an intel gatherer, but Volk actually has those 3 little cameras that she can actually toss anywhere. So, and they stick to any surfaces unless you toss them out of bounds, basically.
For sure.
I don't know if they tossed any cameras outside. Maybe that's why the that first kill was so quick. Maybe they had intel on where they were coming
possibly, Possibly. Let's see. The attackers, having lost so many members so quickly, seem unsure of how to proceed. They try their best by joining themselves out.
from. That's when you need to rely on your teammates. So you got 3 people dead, and countless amount of drones. I don't know exactly how many drones they have in play exactly right now, but if they have like 2 or 3 drones set them in key places, they can actually ask them, "Can you watch that drone for me?
Absolutely.
Call me when he's speaking. Let me know when I can move in or out." But the defense is looking steady, and I don't think they're going to let.
They're nowhere near the
attack.
bomb site. All they have to do is sit and wait.
Exactly.
The time is
And
ticking.
this is what they're doing. They're looking at a wall.
Air jab ready to knock them
They
out.
know where their attacks are. They don't have to take those fights anymore. But I think they'll take it anyway.
But the flash comes out.
He's
Actually,
gonna get
that
rushed.
15 seconds to go.
Will he dig it?
is,
Attackers have dropped the
and he
bomb.
went down.
Sophia with the double kill.
Sophia
10
did a
seconds
really
to
good
go.
work here. She actually naded with a stun grenade in that corner.
5 seconds
and
left.
Caught in crossfire. And Speaker's advantage take it.
that's what we were talking about. That 90-degree angle, that 90-degree hallway, my bad, is extremely pivotal into a defense and into an attack.
Yeah.
Whoever controls this, like we saw in the defense of Bacon, can wrap around the whole site, no problem. And same goes with the attacks. Last time you gave me water, somebody died. We got ours. Thank you, though.
Alibi and Dokkaebi. Ooh, we're seeing new.
Okay, we're seeing some curveballs
Yeah.
here.
Change of tactics probably.
So,
Attackers need to locate and
what do you think?
defuse bombs.
Are you expecting an early call from Dokkaebi, or are you expecting a call when the push is going to happen?
I think that the attackers have had enough of those roamers and spawn peekers.
Yep.
And unlike Lion, there's no real way of avoiding getting called unless you're in a mute jammer, which is not the case here.
That's a fun fact. When Dokkaebi came out, I used to play mute a lot.
10
And
seconds to insertion.
a little bit of selfishness, I would keep one of my mute jammers,
5
and
seconds
as
left.
soon as I would know there was one in there, a Dokkaebi, because she just came out, she was always on the
Attackers
board,
are moving out to
I would
locate a
just sit
bomb
on
and
one of my
defuse it.
mutes, roam with one of my mute jammers.
Yep, that's a good way to do it.
So we're seeing here, like, they're actually expecting somebody to peek from that master bedroom window. They're already taking shots at it.
Activating.
Very careful and methodical approach from the attackers. They realize how fast they went down last round, so they really don't want to lose any teammates before they actually make it close to the bomb site.
I really think they do not want to have a repeat of last round.
Absolutely. They saw how it affected greatly. It took out a lot of steam out of their push. Another alibi.
And we were talking about another operator we didn't see before. Alibi is on the board
Yeah.
now.
Alibi being annoying. Blocking the lines of sights for attackers.
not only blocking, but if somebody
Attackers
takes
have
a shot,
located a
maybe you
bomb.
see someone, you take a shot, your bullet goes through the Prisma, which is her gadget.
Never
That
mind
pri-
that. It did not work for her. They lost one.
Was a good
teammate.
attempt. Good attempt.
Good attempt. They delayed the attackers a lot longer this time.
And the attacker is making themselves known to not get a repeat. Now,
The attacker's bomb
they're turning the
diffuser has
tides.
been dropped.
No, 2v5.
Attackers have recovered their
3v5,
diffuser.
I am not sure what did a phone call go down? Is that how she knew? I would assume so, right? So it would make sense.
Or really good gears, maybe? I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe she
bomb
just
has
sat
been
there
located.
waiting, because we just saw the moment where she jumped down. So it's either a phone call or she was expecting and waiting for it to happen.
But regardless, this round is going much better than the last one.
Ready and concerned.
Attackers recovered
left.
the bomb diffuser.
And they're already near the bomb site. They're going to try to make their final push.
The attack is holding it right now. They're moving from the 90-degree hallway into statue.
Defenders are holding steady. They're not taking any unnecessary gunfights, which is, I think, the right call at this.
Definitely. They're going to be using some slow down attackers.
Except the plant is going down. I don't think the
Attackers are activating the bomb diffuser.
Okay, we're out. And the plant is out now. Now it's we swap roles. The defender becomes the attacker. The attacker becomes the defender. They need to defend that diffuser. And looks like Zofia is having a blast this round.
Definitely. Smoke is trying his best, but it won't matter.
Won't matter. Attacker won that round.
Loud cheers for Bacon. Bacon is showing a very good adaptability in response to Speaker's advantage.
They've thrown a lot more curveball too. Like they've tried stuff. They've went out of their way to adapt, change an operator, change the way they're attacking a site. And I think on the Speaker's advantage side, they stayed true to what they think or what they actually are comfortable with. And maybe Bacon caught on to that. Maybe Bacon went, you know what? You guys want to do it that
Attackers
way?
need to
We're gonna
locate and defuse
change the
bombs.
pace. We're gonna do it our way, and stop falling into your plan.
We'll have to see if Speaker's advantage have any response. Very standard setup. Nothing special as of right now.
We do have a Legion already moving into the 90-degree hallway and making rotation holes.
10
Setting up
seconds left
for
before insertion.
making that clock tick down
Yep.
as long as he
5
can
seconds
before
remaining.
going down himself. Or maybe he gets an ace, who knows.
There's nothing worse than,
Attackers
you know, you're in
objective to
attack,
locate a
there's
bomb
20
and
seconds
defuse it.
left,
The
and you walk
attacker's
into a
bomb
goo.
diffuser has been dropped.
Indeed, like
Attackers
that's
have
one of the
recovered their
things
diffuser.
where Legion shines. He's extremely good the longer you keep him alive and around.
Yeah.
His gadget, unlike everyone else's, regenerates every 35 seconds. My bad.
And in this case, if you note it, Speaker's advantage, they have a very rhythmic way of pushing. It's like clockwork. Somebody drones, somebody pushes, somebody
Yep.
flashbangs, 1, 2, 3. But then you walk into a goo and suddenly your rhythm is completely thrown into disarray.
Yep.
Activating drone.
And it's your first call here coming down. I think they're trying to make sure they can flush out. We got the drone right in front of her. Dokibi's. She knows. She knows. She got
Attackers
tagged.
dropped the diffuser.
And there we go.
Attackers recovered
Very
the
good hold
diffuser.
from the
Attackers have
defenders.
dropped the bomb diffuser.
They recognize the importance of that room for the attackers and have dispensed the necessary amount of manpower there. Jaeger preparing for maybe a jump out perhaps. Catch anybody off guard.
That's interesting that Vigil is staying in as an anchor. Considering his ability where invisible to drones, cameras, everything. That is actually that was a really nice play from Maestro.
Attackers
He
bomb
saw the
diffuser has
EMP
been
coming
dropped.
down, and he moved his camera upwards to kill the line of sight so that he doesn't lose his camera.
Definitely. Very well done for the Maestro.
that camera stays in play. Now maybe another EMP needs to go down. Maybe they just give up entirely and
And
send
maybe
someone else to
it'll
take
be
care of
like
it.
last time. Just down visibility for the defenders.
Exactly.
So
Nevertheless,
1 minute left.
good play.
Lots of goos going
Jaeger
into
went
the
down.
attackers.
And
Attackers drop the diffuser.
The diffuser carrier. This is very bad for the attackers.
and again, I think we're but as we were in this 1v4. Will Zofia carry on the torch for her team?
It's a lot of bit of a tick for tack here. Speaker's Advantage wins one. Bacon answers back. And now Speaker's Advantage, they're saying, all right, we know how you're going to do this again.
Yep.
And they picked the right strategies and the right operators to respond. Zofia, very low HP, has to pick up the diffuser. Has 15
Attackers
seconds to
have
make this
recovered their
work.
diffuser.
If
15
she walks
seconds
into
to
another
go.
goo, she's in a world of trouble.
We're gonna remember that like
10 seconds
Zofia
left.
can go down and pick herself back up.
Definitely. But she will
So-
not be coming
5
back
seconds
up
left.
from those smokes.
Definitely not. And it is a bullet that will be the downfall of that round. And Speakers will take the round on their side, 4-3.
3-4. Still match point for Bacon. If they just have to push through with one more win to equalize this.
Speakers is clinging to their title. I don't think they want to let it go. They won that first map,
They're definitely
and they're
ma-
saying this is getting close now to a third map, and maybe they don't want to see it.
Yeah, and
Maybe they're scared.
Remember,
to.
this is
Who knows?
Bacon's map, and they're making them work hard for it.
For sure. And we're seeing another line and another new operator we haven't seen yet on the castle side.
Yeah, Castle. I wonder how what worries them that they feel the need to block
Defenders,
off,
protect your bombs from being
I
defused
think it's
by
less
attackers.
about worrying, more about they just want to slow down the attack. I think that's what they're trying to go for.
Oh,
Bomb
I think it's,
located by
I think
attackers.
it's for this bomb site in particular, though.
Yep.
Lots of
We'll
let's
see
say
where they're going to be
a lot of
putting those
doors.
castles. Oh, for
a
sure.
lot of doors.
A lot of doors. And a lot of doors directly next to the site as well.
And a lot of destructibility on the ceiling. However, the attackers didn't bring a buck, so it won't be as bad.
10 seconds left.
No bug, but we always have the secondary shotgun on the Australian
5
operator.
seconds to insertion.
So
Super Shorty could come into play. We'll have
Attackers
to see.
are heading out to defuse a
we
bomb.
also have a Zofia that has the impacts. We didn't see the kit of every operator. Maybe they have breach charges.
True.
Nevertheless, I'm really curious as to where
a spawn
those.
peek from Jaeger.
Very
I
nice.
don't think the attackers are aware of him being there. The cellar is a very sparsely played area on this map, since you don't really need to go through it.
There's no bomb sites on it.
Yeah,
It is a good rotate.
it's
One
a bit
with-
of a
It's a little bit of a maze in there, down there. It's a little bit of a maze,
Yeah.
but if you know your way around, you can rotate from one side to the other really, really quickly on a dime. And people don't really just ignore it because you go straight to. A lot of people go straight to challenge the objective, make sure they put pressure,
Yeah.
get those defenders, on their toes, and so a little bit of a missed opportunity here from the defenders.
yeah, definitely. A good old classic master bedroom push.
Target detected.
And they slotted someone.
Feet. Gridlock there.
Very close.
So now the defenders, they're aware of the attackers being upstairs trying to push them hard.
Attackers
Jaeger
drop the
And-
diffuser.
at the right spot.
Gridlock goes down such a lot of deniability for the defenders. Like they don't really need to worry about the Gridlock anymore. There's no rotation that's going to be challenged, or at least a lot less challenged,
Attackers
considering the fact
recovered
that
the
her
diffuser.
gadget is gone from the board.
I'm a bit surprised they opted for the Lion instead of the Dokebi, because Jaeger didn't have to move just then. All he had to do was stand and keep
Stand
the
still.
angle
Yep.
he was holding. I feel like a Dokebi would have been much more beneficial in that scenario.
I think they were hoping to make the defense move a lot more, and that's why they brought the Lion. Make them move, make them react, and then, sending down the line his ability at least, and then, you know, picking off kills.
And here comes the vertical play we were talking about. Remember,
Goes both
these
ways.
holes, yep, these holes
Attackers
go
have
both
recovered their
ways,
diffuser.
and Lion is the one who takes a little bit of a tap right there. Encounters a castle, awkward moment, has to start smacking at it.
And this is where it becomes extremely rough. If you do not have a breaching charge or an ash, or
Bandit, he has a C4. He might blow up Lion as soon as that thing goes down.
probably
remaining.
do it exactly when he was hitting the, because the C4 doesn't
seconds
stop.
remaining.
It doesn't stop by the castle door actually.
Oh no,
And-
Lion flashing himself. 3 seconds left. They'll have to rush.
One.
Can they get the plant
And
down? No.
Speaker got the
Operators, you are out
round
of
down.
time.
And again, another round came in from the clock, and that castle doors ended up being extremely useful for the defenders.
The moment the Lion dropped down, he knew, oh no, I have to start wasting time
Yep, exactly.
hitting away at it.
And I think like they took so long to get to that castle door that Zofia was out of her gadget. She can't open the door for them. Because Zofia can just shoot that impact grenade on it. So there's a lot of bacon talk here and a lot of there's pizza passing around, and it's
Defenders,
making me
protect your
really
bombs
hungry.
from
I
being defused
so
by attackers.
just wanted to point that out.
Bacon.
Bacon and pizza. What do you think about that?
Bacon in pizza?
Or, you know, bacon on pizza, not in. Whichever way, bacon can be anywhere, right?
Yeah. Alright, the old classics. We're going back to the game room hold for defense.
Yep. And we're also seeing a new operator in attack on the set of bacon.
10
Now
seconds
they
left.
do have that buck coming out.
Yeah.
They tried verticality last time, it
seconds
didn't
to
really
insertion.
work out too well, but now they're bringing the king of verticality itself.
Attackers
Fuck.
must locate and defuse
Yeah.
a bomb.
Curious to see how. But the Jaeger, if the Buck is not careful, he is gonna lose his head. Making a little bit of dirty work, going around, pre-breaking barricades.
That's a good tactic, especially if you're a roamer, you know, thinking about opening windows for no reason. Just if you walk by, you know it's away from sight,
Definitely.
you can just punch a hole in that window. Attackers are going to think twice just looking at the window. They're going to try to make sure that nobody's hiding behind it.
Attackers have located a
He's
bomb.
planning his move and
Valkyrie hiding in the bathtub.
in the bathtub.
It's an often overlooked spot when people drone. So we'll have to see if the attackers are aware of this. They're gingerly pushing their way into the master bedroom. Valkyrie is aware that she's staying
She
put.
does have a lot of people around.
Countess, but she's
One-
pre-firing the wrong spot.
There's one there, and then she got the one kill that she was looking for. Two
Monsieur
kill went
Foucault.
down for the defense already. So defense is looking really good right now.
Once again, the strong roam plays, and they didn't bring any roam denier this time. It's in favor of the Buck. Buck there tagged a little bit. Ooh, that was a
That
little bit
gren-
dangerous. He
that
nearly
grenade-
fragged himself there.
Yeah. The debris sometimes can work against you. You might
Yeah, definitely.
think the grenade's going to bounce if you toss it aside of the window, but behold, that grenade comes back to you and you kill yourself.
There's only two ways to play Buck. Either you're a god at throwing those grenades, or you kill yourself with them. There's no between.
Especially when playing verticality, like with the verticality of Buck Springs, there's a lot of those metal
Attackers
beams
have dropped a bomb.
in the roof
Yeah.
or, well, ceiling or in the floor. And tossing those nades to it is a challenge itself.
Oh, looks away at the wrong moment, Buck. That is quite unfortunate. 4v1 in favor of Speaker's advantage. Very dire for Bacon. Do you think he's run out of tricks?
Right now, what I think is happening is I think Speakers of are saying this is our belt. We're gonna keep it. We won that trophy, and there we go. Round 9
Very,
goes
very
the way.
strong showing.
I think Speaker's Advantage got a little bit distracted when they got into the map. I don't think nobody played this even into the qualifiers.
Yeah, I don't think they expected this map to be.
Exactly. So I think that map was a little bit of an untouched territory, maybe a rough terrain for them to actually, get traction into. But once they started to see, okay, they're playing it that way, they're attacking this way, they're defending this way,
Yeah.
then they went, all right, so we need to just maybe slow down our attacks, find those 2 kills, move in, and in defense, the other way around.
Trying to turn the scenario into one they're familiar with.
Yep.
Straight up gunfights, straight up
Attackers need
angle
to locate
holding,
and defuse
no
as many bombs as they
crazy
can.
special tactics, good old spawn peaks, run out.
I'm not gonna lie, this castle actually, won them the round.
That was
one
one
castle,
special.
that one castle
That
door
was a very good one.
stopped those attackers from getting in. So that was
Bomb located by
a
attackers.
nice little touch that they actually brought to the board.
Yeah.
I like how they're doing it. Like they went back to the little peaks, the little, putting the fear of the roamer into the attackers.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make sure that, they identify exactly where the attackers are going to be
10
coming
seconds
from
to go.
and to isolate every single one of them. So
5
like
seconds to
the
go.
ball did, she waited so long to get up.
Attackers
She
are
missed her
moving to
first,
defuse
her
the bomb.
first shot. She was aiming at a wrong spot, but she did get her frag. And instantly at the same time, another frag came down. So I think they're waiting a lot longer to get those kills through.
All set to jam the meridian.
As the round begins, a little bit of going down. Attackers try to push through master bedroom and the bathroom. Jaeger looks like he's trying to prevent them from capturing the master bedroom without any challenge. Quite a few defenders actually on this side of the map.
I think they're putting a lot.
Mozzie
3
getting,
drones around Mozzie. They said, Mozzie, you know what? You like drones? Here, have some.
Yeah, but he'll make a clean escape. Or maybe not. That was very good droning from Speaker's Advantage.
They did send out 3 drones. I think 2 of them died. So that's a lot of utility on the attacker side that went down. But
They've correctly identified astronomy as being a favored hold by the defenders, so they really wanted to make sure that the defender could not have any options but to die. Legion holding the stairs, although there's nobody as of yet.
we still have that Jaeger right under Astro, waiting for his moment to shine. He knows his partner just died up there. He knows there's attackers roaming around that spot. He also knows that if he waits long enough, is silent, maybe he can pounce at the right moment and, turn the tides of that round. 4v4. We've got the attack coming onto the site right now.
Yeah, they have eyes on the prize.
Zofia is just cleaning out the Jaegers.
They're slowly but surely setting up a crossfire. However, there's still 4 defenders left. They'll have to be very careful not to walk into an unfavorable situation.
Back around the site. Bacon is really like, making sure they're winning this round right now. They need to win this round otherwise. Map's
Manages
over.
to down the Thatcher. We'll see if his teammate picks him up. For now, 26 seconds, and again, the delay tactics working in favor of Bacon.
Yep.
This might spell trouble for the attackers.
15 seconds to go.
Smoke's going down,
They
and the
need,
plants
they
go
need
down.
to go in.
10 seconds left.
Maestro, he could just zap
Attackers
everybody
drop
to
the
death at this
diffuser.
point.
5 seconds
Plan
remaining.
got denied by Jaeger. Jaeger is pre-firing through that doorway, and Bacon clings to the map. 5v5. And I think we're going to a decider round right now.
Yep. Round 11.
What do you think? Being on that overtime match point and knowing that Speaker's Advantage are going to be in defense, what are you?
They're in attack.
They're in attack. My bad. I saw that flip side a little bit wrong.
Oh, going for the castle tactics. Bacon playing it safe. Oh,
Castle shows up again. Nice. And this time around, or swapping the thermite for Hibana. So
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be trying to use that the safety that
Attackers need to
Hibana
locate
brings
and defuse
when
bombs.
breaching.
I feel Hibana brings a lot more flexibility compared to Thermite. You don't have to commit to opening a big hole. You can just make a line of sight. Keep your pellets to open up hatches. A lot more firefighting potential. Very fast firing gun.
Also, I know, like I said, like
The
it
location
is
of a bomb.
a ranged hard breach.
Yeah.
So you can be at the safety of your outside, like on the
10
balcony,
seconds
let's say,
remaining.
and just open up the wall, and you're not
5
getting
seconds to
you're
insertion.
not gonna get shot at. So definitely a little bit of a plus as
Attackers
well.
are heading
But
out to defuse a
indeed,
bomb.
her gun, her kit, everything that she brings.
Oh, the spawn peaks. Will they? Nope. The attackers are not going through there. Once again, they got lucky.
I think what he's trying to do is trying to catch somebody that's running from their spawn onto the side of the
Yep,
master
that's exactly
the
it.
master window.
Not seeing anybody. He's gonna go back.
It's a very good attempt.
Knock, knock.
Quick breach. Hibana. She's gonna have a line of sight onto the bomb site directly, all the way from outside. The attackers, however, they're starting to set up a push from upstairs, making sure there are no lurking defenders.
Deployed stingers.
We're seeing a lot of drone work right now. They're this being a decider round. I think Bacon really wants to, go into the third map. A lot of versatile play, overshot is coming out. I think the defense on the defense side, I think they're staying a lot more close to the objective right now. They're a
Attackers
lot
have
more
dropped the bomb
focused on
diffuser.
making sure nobody gets in and nobody dies recklessly. So we're seeing a lot of a tighter type of play. Like they're all
Yeah.
staying all over.
However, in the defense, they know what's going on. Because you can make all the holes you want upstairs, but sooner or later, you got to get to the bomb site.
Yep.
And right now, the defenders, they're like, okay, you know what? We're not on bomb site. You can't shoot us from above. We'll just hold those rotations. So
Attackers
if you try to
cover
come
the
downstairs to the bomb site, we're just going to take your head off.
Yep, and I
Activated.
think if I'm not mistaken, I heard a lot of like breaching charges go down.
Yeah.
And there is a castle still on the board, so like the doors might still be up, and maybe we're gonna see a repeat of
That is
somebody.
absolutely possible.
and
However,
negative.
it's already
It's
breached this
already-
time.
it's been breached.
So Nomad's going to gingerly make her way in. However, there's a crossfire by two defenders. If she's not careful,
It is a very, very hard like entry point, given that you're right on site. Zofia with the kill. And 2
3v5, but there's only 30
3v5.
seconds left. They
Bomb
have
has
to
been
go
located.
downstairs. And this is what I'm talking about. The defenders, it's all right if you lose a few members because they're cutting off their attackers from approaching the bomb site. If this lasts any longer, they're going to have to rush in, and this is going to not bode well because the smoke is still alive.
Yep, and we see right there, Tasher is scared to go down those
15
steps.
seconds
He
remaining.
There he
knows
goes.
somebody died.
Plant's going down. Smoke's going down.
Attackers bomb
The
diffuser.
plan got denied right
7
now.
seconds. They have to stick it, but nobody's carrying it.
5 seconds remaining.
And Speaker won that round. So
Well played by Speaker's advantage.
let's give Bacon what they deserve. They did bring that to OT, right?
Yeah, that was
and it is a hard-fought victory. Indeed.
Absolutely.
Bacon played extremely well, brought that to OT, made sure that Speaker had to prove that they deserve to be, two-time champions, basically.
Yeah.
I think there's a clear, a clear divide into the way those teams played at the very start. But I think they joined a lot in their style. Like as the game progressed, they catched on to what the other team were doing. They were trying to adapt, and it became kind of a symbiote, if you want. Like they were both trying to not mimic, but dance with the other team onto what operators you're bringing. You're doing this.
Definitely.
I'm responding. It was a really good match to see right there.
So
So I
now we're
think-
going to take a little break while
I think we set up for trophies and
a
everything.
little ceremony, little ritual. Maybe we'll get a
Handshake,
little interview.
maybe.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, like good sports. Right? We need sportsmanship. I think like both teams need a little handshake. I don't know if we're confirmed to be on a break though, or are we still live?
Well,
I mean, we can entertain Twitch if you guys are still with
Yeah,
us.
any way we can actually bring up the Twitch chat.
I mean, I do not have my cell phone on me.
Mine is out of battery.
Perks of working
I
all
would,
day.
I would appreciate a kappa check nonetheless, though I won't be able to see it.
Monka S.
Yeah, I have to say, if we look at the individual player stats, Speaker's Advantage is mostly comprised of Plat 2s, a couple of Plat 3s, whereas Bacon is a little bit more varied. There's a
Alright.
spread of gold, a couple Plats.
It's a lot of people that I play with and rank doesn't really mean anything once you get into custom games, right? Because that's where the tactics
That is true.
and like the little
There's
cheeky things comes out.
There's a
which
degree of trust that
Exactly.
you can't really have when you play normal games that
Exactly.
you can in custom games.
That
And
being said, though, we did see the superiority of the gunfights in a lot of engagement, especially in Cafe, where we saw that Doc take 3 kills on the first round, and
it's not. It's finished though, no?
it's finished. Mais c'est fini, no?
It's a
Best
best
of
of 5
5.
tonight. Oh, I was not aware of that.
Nobody told us that. So apparently we had something wrong.
Oh.
They forgot to tell us that it was a best of 5, not a best
Yeah.
of 3. So
Hey,
we're going
all
into
good. More
another map.
games.
We're going to Coastline next, and which is by far my favorite map, 100%. I love this map. It's a small square, a lot of close quarters gunfight, lots of angles, lots of cheeky ways to go up and down, 2 staircase, a big open area in the middle, and I'm 100% sure we're going to have a good game over there.
For sure.
I have no idea. I guess we're live, so we're going into Coastline, and as I stated before, one of my favorite maps. It's really a lot of small quarters, like it's a little box basically, with like a donut, square donut, basically. And the first ban is something that we haven't seen before. The first ban goes on Thermite. It's actually quite interesting. Taking off the Termite, taking off one of the hard breachers out of the equation. We're gonna see if we're gonna have another weird ban coming out, and then I think they're adapting. I think this is what we're seeing right now. They went for comfort bans earlier. They banned, we saw Jackal and Monty twice, and now there's a switch. They're like, you know what? We don't like that Nomad. We don't like that Thermite.
I suspect personally that because Speaker's Advantage is defending first, they'll very likely hold Penthouse. Maybe not first as a bomb site, but they'll have to hold it. And if they want to comfortably challenge the window in Penthouse, then they'd rather do it with their backs secured.
Definitely. That being said, it is a very good spot for Hibana to make some work from the balcony onto the VIP wall.
Definitely.
Opening up that, and here we are. We can see that we're seeing Ash for the first time, Jackal on the board for the first time as well, and Hibana. So this is, and I think they swapped for the buck over here. So I think we're gonna see a lot of verticality come out from this map, especially if we're going to
Defenders, protect your
Penthouse
bombs from
first,
being
which
defused
we
by
are,
attackers.
and already going. And
I'm not quite sure what they're doing. They're all stacked up.
I don't
Oh,
know.
they're just trying to put utility inside the closet,
the closet,
to
of
protect it
course.
from the site. Maybe not.
And,
They're just reinforcing the two bomb sites.
I'm trying to see if Rook put down armor at all or not.
10 seconds to insertion.
Maybe in the
May
heat
have
of the
forgotten,
moment,
huh?
that might have been
5 seconds left before
overlooked.
insertion.
There's a nice little hole that you can do in the VIP
Attackers
section
are moving
that
out
you
to
can,
locate a bomb and defuse it.
with an ACOG, you can contest a window of VIP balcony. I don't know if they're going to be using that, but we can already see the attackers moving heavily towards the front door. And we have a Jaeger.
Oh, he's looking at the shadow line.
And
Oh,
he's
very close. He looked away at the wrong moment. But now the attackers, they're aware of a Jaeger. They're going to close in as quickly as possible.
Drone saw him too. And his last barbed wire just went down into the bathroom.
They're great.
It's actually really, at least to me, special to see that the fuck is on the roof rather than trying to go from under to take out that utility.
Needles in position.
Yeah,
Changing meds.
Jaeger playing in the kitchen.
Yeah, they might want to keep the buck alive a little bit longer to
Yeah.
actually make some more damage later on
Going
into the
live.
round.
Hibana is
First set of
quickly.
pellets.
Yep, very quick, very quick. I feel like she could have maybe even
Attackers have
gone
located a
all the
bomb.
way and opened up a potential entry point for the attackers.
Definitely. There's always that off chance that when you're opening like a little peek hole like this, like a one-off, maybe the defenders are gonna actually rotate, have impacts ready for the next ones. There's nothing worse than having like 5 out of 6 pellets down when you're trying to breach something.
30. Nobody has gone down yet, which is not the end of the world, but the attackers might be pressed for pushing soon.
It is a map where it normally either like all collapse really quickly at the start of the round, or both teams just like tend to like stay to their corners until the fateful moment where actually like they need to move in, or like when the attackers are going to see like an opening. All right, like we know that we have VIP, like let's go in, and then things starts to collapse from there. We can see though that the attackers are already in place to push in through the bathroom, and the first kill comes down to the side of Jaeger right there with Speaker's Advantage. 5.
Taking out the Roamer Hunter, very beneficial. And only 30 seconds to left. all defenders alive. The attackers have to start making a move, or they're gonna have a lot of trouble. Smokes go down.
And the buck went down as well.
Yeah. The plant.
The plant is still going down though.
Getting zapped by the
Getting
maestro.
zapped by the maestro, which
Does
Wait,
not
yeah.
kill,
Attackers
but
drop the bomb diffuser.
good kill.
oh, the plant didn't go down.
Attackers
She
have
stopped.
recovered their
Down,
diffuser.
though.
This is really
5
bad.
seconds left.
And
Speaker's advantage. I think it was a little bit of confusion over there. I think she stopped, Ibana stopped to plant, and
I
The
think
Blackbeard came out.
she was worried about the massive amount of damage she was taking from the evil eye,
Yeah.
and opted to stop and try to take it out. However, I think that might have been the deciding factor in the plant not succeeding.
yeah, because Blackbeard came out and got that evil eye that was on her anyway, so she maybe could have continued to.
But it
plant.
was a very difficult
It's one of those
plant. The gas.
split-second decision, right?
Yeah, and there was still poison. The evil the canisters were going off.
Defenders, protect your bombs
Very
from being
contentious.
defused by attackers.
And we're moving on into kitchen stock. So
Vertical plays 100%.
Discovered the location
There's
of a
no
bomb.
other way to hold this properly.
yeah, you really need to take control of that VIP room to move people away from the
Attackers
kitchen.
have located a bomb.
And to the way I see it, normally you have the attackers coming from Sunrise, moving into from Sunrise, clearing and having your top floor control as well. To make sure that you get that part of the map to walk down, make sure that nobody's using the stairs, and then maybe get a plant off.
10 seconds to
But we'll see.
insertion.
I've seen the other way around working as well, coming from the front door.
5 seconds left
We'll
before
see what
insertion.
Feed active.
is going to opt for. The attackers. rather.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
The attackers all spawn in the front door if they're not careful.
All
A
but
lot
one.
of peeks possible from the defenders, although he's not in the right place at this moment.
And there's a cheeky peek right there.
Yep, very, very evil, I would say. But the
The type
attackers,
of peek that makes
Claymore mine
people
deployed.
killed.
yeah,
I
definitely.
think there's a lot of a mind game coming also, like Speakers of Night knows that like getting like spawn people early like this plays on your mindset, so they're trying to actually go and get that first kill like really quickly, and then like put their enemies, their the attackers into a mindset of one man down keeps happening or something like that. So I think that's what they're aiming for when they're doing those things. Nevertheless, the attackers are already in the building. We have Jackal moving into guitar hallway, making his way into VIP,
Loading new mag!
and the Buck being in the penthouse. Buck took some heavy damage. Let me go ahead and
Yep, but he's still got his utility, so he's still very useful. They have near total control of the top floor right now. We'll have to see how they decide to execute the following.
Rook is retreating back onto the site.
Yeah,
And
because it's a minute 30 left.
we're trying to see, the holes coming onto the floor, giving directly onto the bomb site right underneath.
Throwing flashbang.
And Jaeger's down. You have the attacker in a really good position right there in the 5v3. They're making full use of that utility
Yeah,
that Buck is
and
bringing.
with the open holes, the Jackal can just scan the defenders.
And I don't think Buck sees him. He could see his feet, but
He's
he
aware
missed
there's
it.
somebody there. He's not sure. Oh, how did that happen?
Where'd it come from? And
Oh, there was an open hole in the VIP corner.
Yep.
Valkyrie, very, very clutch. Double. Oh, doesn't quite
Attackers
finish
have
off
dropped the
the
bomb
other
diffuser.
attack.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Smoke holding off the service entrance on his own. 27 seconds left. He has all 3 gases. He just has to top them off slowly but surely. It's a round for the defenders to lose at this point. Jackal trying to make his way
15
into the
seconds
kitchen.
remaining. Attackers drop the diffuser.
Diffuser's been dropped.
10 seconds left.
That's a kill from that's Valkyrie making work. Like she came back upstairs
5
like when
seconds left.
her team retreated out of the top 4. She said we need to keep control of that, and she went back
Operators, you're
upstairs.
out of time.
And that won them the round. The diffuser was down upstairs. The timer was going down, and that was one of those decisions that actually won the round right there.
I feel like Speaker's Advantage identified that, oh, well, the whole attacking team is going upstairs. Well, we don't have to technically be there. Yes, it's annoying that they have vertical control, but
Yep.
if they spend the entirety of the round upstairs, well, they just have to retreat, and this is exactly what happened.
Yeah, they brought back their old team. They said, you know what, like let's not, commit too much. And the minute that the attackers got comfortable upstairs, somebody
It was
went back
already-
up,
yep.
and they sent probably their sneakiest at the
Attackers
moment
need to locate
go
and
upstairs
defuse
and
as
get
many
those
bombs
kills.
as
And
they can.
most probably that we had, black eyes in there calling out, yes, we've won in GIP this spot, and that's where Valkyrie is really good. When you have somebody to call everything for you from where you put your cameras, you can make so much damage, and that's what we just saw right there. Moving on to Pool and Hookah. This site is, I won't say tricky, but the entrance is exactly like
10 seconds to go.
little balcony, exactly, and it's
Hence the evil
5
eye,
seconds remaining.
hence
a
the
little
black
bit
eyes.
too early, a little bit too
Yeah.
early on that toss.
Eager
And
there.
Attackers must locate and defuse
timer
the
no
hit
bomb.
biggie.
zeros, and there we go.
This is a very good site for Valkyrie. The extra intel
Yep.
is so important for the defenders. For that recapture in the event that the diffuser goes down. Jaeger doing his little business.
This site is extremely pivotal on blue stairs next to the sunrise.
Absolutely.
And also on the aquarium side.
Yeah.
If the attacker can take control of both of those, or even just one, they actually get a lot more pressure that they can apply onto one of the two sites and then move in from there.
Yeah, Maestro playing a little bit of pool. Oh, and doing that, he spots an attacker and trying to make a push into aquarium.
Bomb located by attackers.
Very cautious plays from the attackers right now. Jackal.
I think they're really just giving the respect that, that Speaker's Advantage are due as to gunplays and early round kills.
Absolutely. And now they're try to make their push slowly. I
But
feel
I'm not too sure where she wants to go. Is she going first floor? She going second floor?
yeah.
I'm also really surprised we're not seeing a pulse from Speakers over here. Having a pulse directly under
I think
Hookah.
they're worried about the Jackal.
Yeah.
So
Most
I
definitely.
feel like it might be a little bit more difficult to get the pulse play working. Very conservative approach by both teams this map. A lot slower paced. I feel both teams trying to rein it in a little bit, not lose teammates too quickly.
Yep. Buck just took out Valkyrie, which won the round prior. So that's a good victory for them, for the attackers. Let's see how it works. We still do have Maestro that spotted Hibana on the camera, spotted everybody that went into aquarium, and Hibana with the GE and the
He's
smoke.
gonna get gassed out.
The frag didn't come out.
Very unfortunate. The Maestro was expecting Hibana to try to stick it. Blackbeard missing the head of the defender by just a little bit. Firefight going down to the kitchen. Jackal's trying to form a pincer onto the defensive site. However, Jaeger not gonna give it up.
And
Now they've got the blue stairs and the aquarium.
And
All they
aquarium.
have to do is just plant.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. 15 seconds remaining. Attackers
that's
recovered the
Smoke trying to
diffuser.
keep
10
blue
seconds
stairs
to go.
for himself right
Very
there.
good defense considering that both sides of the map have been compromised.
The
However,
attacker ended up
it is
getting
not
it.
enough.
Smoke was working on a very little HP right there.
it was. He did very well considering what he had at his disposal.
One more round for Speaker's Advantage to be in defense. We're gonna see if we're gonna go back to Penthouse or if maybe we're gonna move to another site. I'm suspecting Penthouse is going to be our next site over here.
It is indeed going to be Penthouse.
There we go. And this is one of the maps where verticality plays a lot of work into it, and that's where we see a lot of Bach and even Jackal with his sidearm being a shotgun, if you so choose. That makes a lot of potential to
Attackers
open
need
up
to locate
areas,
and
even
defuse
if it's
as
not
many bombs as
vertical,
they can.
even if you want to open a hole in the wall. Those two shotguns, the skeleton key and the ITA, if I'm not mistaken, the small one, the sidearm is actually really good at doing so.
But do you feel that maybe there's been too much emphasis on playing the vertical game? Perhaps sometimes they might be losing sight of what they have to do on the bomb site itself.
I'm a Buck main, so I'm going to say there's never enough verticality. I'm always the one that, I'll go in first, I'll open up the ceiling, I'll open up the floor,
10
I'll
seconds
do it,
left.
I don't care. I'll flush out the roamers that try to, stop me from doing so.
5 seconds to go.
But I think
Send an entire team.
that's where I was going. You normally do it as a
Attackers'
first,
objective
like
is to
as
locate a
a
bomb and
solo
Yeah.
operator, or maybe as with a twofer. Maybe you get, I don't know, maybe you get Blackbeard to come with you, or just Jackal, and then the rest of the team needs to attack the objective, because you need to put pressure both on the vertical play and at the same time take those people running away from those holes on the ground into a crossfire. I think that's their key to vertical play, and I think the last time they went a little bit too much in the same area. Everybody went too much with that one single attack on the RPAP with the Valkyrie
Yeah.
move.
Drone ready.
So Maestro keeping an eye on the bathroom
Bomb
where he
located
knows
by
somebody's going to
attackers.
drop from that hatch.
Yeah, taking advantage of his ACOG. Anybody drops, he's going to take their head off.
Yep, the ACOG and that cheeky little ways he's keeping an eye on it. He's in.
Blackbeard trying to drone out if there's any defenders, but his drone gets taken out, so he's going in blind, essentially.
Yep.
Identifies the evil eye.
Tossing EMP grenade.
Buck on the roof, trying to catch anybody on the rotation. A bit of time has gone down, and not much has happened yet. No floors particularly opened up, no breaches.
So it's a lot slower as far as the pace
Attackers
of the
have located
game, but
a
I think
bomb.
it's a lot more methodical as well. That was really close. And I also think that they're trying to make sure that their attack or their defense actually work the way they intended to. I think they're playing a textbook, like we want to do this, we're doing it that way, taking our time, and they're not giving into either the attackers' plan or the defenders' plan. They're both playing their own game, playing it the way they want to play it.
Buck, though, he might be gonna go for a frag. A little too shallow. That's only gonna take off our player. And Hibana,
Attackers are activating
by all
the bomb.
means, managed to sneak into the bomb site. However, there's no attacker to support
Defenders
it.
have located
Hey,
the diffuser.
The
That
defender
is
is just
going
gonna
to be
defuse it.
diffuse it. They're diffusing already, like instantly. The plant went down.
The
Diffusing.
attackers, they have to go into bomb sites.
Defenders have disabled
Oh,
the bomb.
so close.
And speaker's advantage
Bomb
either on. I think that's a
defense failed.
miscommunication. I think
Defenders
Ivana
run.
saw an
Absolutely.
opportunity, but she didn't actually ask for a team if they were able to move and support that move.
Absolutely. The defenders were actually already they were holding off the perimeter of the bomb sites. So, yes, you managed to sneak through a hole, but your teammates, they have to be there for you.
Of course, if you make that plant and you die in the moments afterwards, if your team is not anywhere close, that plant is going to get diffused. It's 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So you need to count that. You need to get through maybe 1, 2, 3.
And in those
enemy.
scenarios, when you plant as an attacker, you make the defenders come
Attackers
to
need
you.
to
You
locate
have
and
the
defuse
advantage
as
of
many
holding the
bombs as they
angles.
can.
But if you plant in that kind of scenario, you're actually making your teammates rush into the bomb site, which is ways worse.
Yeah.
Because there's all sorts of utility that hasn't been cleared all as well.
Basically, finding the diffuser is a
It's
Bomb
a
located
swing.
moment
by
swap.
attackers.
It's
Yeah.
switch from you're attacking, now you're defending. So you
Yeah,
need to have those
exactly.
angles on that object to make
Exactly.
sure that it's not getting infused, not being tampered with. This is where normally the Blackbeard would have been pivotal if he would have been in that window, but he died.
Yeah.
10 seconds
So-
left.
Again, I think it's a little bit of a miscommunication. I think they didn't exactly
5
mean it that
seconds
way. I
insertion.
think Hibana took an opportunity. Maybe, you know, sometimes we say, you know, that you
Attackers
need to take
objective is
chances,
to
right?
defuse
Maybe
the bomb.
if she would have got the kill in the smoke, maybe another round. But it didn't go that way. Speaker took the round. 3-1 Speakers right now, and they are now in attack. And we're gonna see if it's going to continue in that direction or not. Definitely a different attack though. Instead of starting from the front door, they're a little bit more scattered around the building. They're making sure that, you know, there's no peaks, and they're droning. And the first blood of that round goes to
Maestro.
Speaker.
That hurts a lot as a pick. Maestro
Bomb
no longer
located
there
by
to control his
attackers.
cameras. If they're lucky, the cameras are facing a good angle.
Yeah. Chances are that early in the round though, I wouldn't bet my hand on it.
Definitely not. Especially, at least though, they'll be able to see the smokes if Montaigne tries to go for a turtle plant. But right now,
I really like what we're seeing right now. We have a Capita that we haven't seen, a Monty that we haven't seen.
yeah.
Sensor deployed.
Blackbeard making work. Blackbeard is right now clearing the roamers, and
The key operator right now is Pulse. If Montaigne fails to identify the risk of planting in Hookah,
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
never mind. There goes the C4 Pulse. However,
Attackers recovered
Montaigne
the
still has to
diffuser.
contend with Mute. Very dangerous for him. And Montaigne has no support.
there's another C4 on mute though. Like if they can swap places,
And
if Mute can go downstairs, Pulse can come to the stairs.
Yeah, and you can just ping him.
Exactly.
And Montaigne's alone, so...
Surveying for hostiles.
And he's gonna... Yep. So Pulse is gonna be like, hey, he's alone. Just throw your C4 and get him.
Might be trying to wait until he's in a corner and take the shots from under.
Downed by an unidentified attacker. Montagne gets taken down. The smoke goes off.
Jaeger's down.
Pulse is
Attackers
alone,
are
but
activating
they're
the
not
bomb
aware.
diffuser.
The diffuser went down right now, so
It's all up to Pulse right now.
needs to move back up, considering his buddy was downed.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to push through Aquarium, but 2 attackers are holding that. He's gonna check if there's somebody on the balcony. The range is
in
not quite there though.
7 meters, I think it is. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get as much info before
He knows
engaging.
it. There we go.
And good try though.
That was definitely the good way to do it. I don't think there was anything else.
Oh, was he clipping through?
Hmm.
Don't worry, folks. Sometimes
The
on
kill
replay,
cams.
yeah, the
Exactly.
replay cams are actually not 100% accurate reproductions of what happened. So sometimes it looks like it's clipping through in the replay, but actually what the players see is less BS, as we might say.
A couple of months ago, I remember that the kill cams were completely off. They would show you shooting maybe like 3 feet above somebody's head.
Yeah.
And everybody was panicking, like, you didn't
Yeah.
kill me, that's blah blah, you're lagging and stuff. But like, it actually came down from the fact that there was a a bug introduced, and it got fixed. But sometimes things like that happen.
Yeah.
Nothing's
It's quite
perfect. So.
unfortunate.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Anyways,
the
like we were
bombs if they
saying,
can.
Pulse did the exact. That was perfect. Just came down to gunplay basically.
Yeah.
They did what he had to do. Tried to come back from the right, like from.
I feel like the
side.
defenders, they didn't dispense enough utility and operators to hold Aquarium. That might have been their downfall.
I mean, Maestro died in the first 30 seconds of the round. Didn't help either. He's
Yeah, definitely not.
one of the best LMGs that you can have in defense, which is the only one as well. An ACOG. That gun is a laser. So it's a straight up laser. It's a
Attackers
killing
have discovered the
machine.
location of a
You've
bomb.
got the
10
cameras
seconds
that comes
remaining.
with it. So a lot of utility died
5 seconds remaining.
when Maestro died. I think for me, what made the round
Attackers are moving to defuse the
the
bomb.
favorite attacker, they should have swapped out maybe the Pulse with the smoke, given the fact that one had the C4 still in hand. Make use of that utility. The Pulse C4 worked. Now your main utility is done. You know where they're coming from. Get that body back up. Support your team and send somebody else that can do what Pulse was doing again. Because the attackers are. Oh, Pulse's C4 blew up. We're good. I can go, you know, we can go in. And then what? Oh, smoked C4 coming out.
And Blackbeard, interestingly enough, Blackbeard and Jaeger did not see each other through the crack of the window on White Stairs.
Very difficult sometimes to see through those little cracks.
Yeah, it's a very specific angle at which you have to hold in order to see someone's shadow. It'll be a gunfight for another day. But Jaeger, he knows something.
By a split second again, Jaeger is unlucky. He's missing those kills by a little tiny bit.
Once again, delay tactics against Speaker's advantage.
Scanning.
Have they identified their weakness?
Swapping mags.
Things are looking a little bit more grim now that we are going defense.
So, prime example of a refrag right there.
Yep.
Pulse took somebody out, instantly killed. Might even say that if it was a slight, like maybe a second before, could have saved Zofia.
Yeah, maybe. So Montaigne, one of the defenders, defender smartly drops the hatch. That was a very good push from the attackers. Just a little bit off timing there. 1 minute
And the
left.
Claymore took out, I think is the pulse, not the pulse, but the Jaeger. The Jaeger came down from the hatch and then went somewhere he shouldn't have put his foot on.
Yeah, definitely.
Heard that fateful click.
All right, utilities going down for Capital. Oh, Maestro just crushed through the smoke.
Xylos with the kill. Double at that. So we're seeing Capital in full action now. Smoke went down.
Oh no, Montaigne's gonna cover for Capital.
And they're gonna plant
Attackers have located
their
a bomb.
middle.
Yeah, Capital's gonna get weakened a lot, but that's okay.
Attackers
If
are
the plant
activating
goes
the
down, that
diffuser.
puts the defender in a really bad spot to try to, you know, defuse
Montaigne
that.
is left alone in the corner. Blackbeard has to
Defenders
hold.
have located the diffuser.
He's doing it. This is the match point. Montaigne annoying, and the attackers win.
And because of advantage took that map.
Game, set, and match.
That was an, I don't want to use the word stomp, but I think that was a stomp.
It's a very
5-1.
favorable map for Speaker's advantage.
Yes.
Straight up firefights in these long hallways. Very no weird things that could go down on coastline. It's a very by the textbook kind of map.
Yep, there's, like I said, like think of the map like a squared donut, and every room inside, once you have your sights on the objective, is going to be coming down to a gunfight.
Yeah.
Like you cannot sneak. You can sneak your way in there. You can use utility to maybe like weasel your way in, but at the end of the day, like if you want to plan that objective, if you want to do something, it comes down to a gunfight. And Speaker's advantage just showed us that when it comes down to gunfight, when it comes down to attacking an objective, they actually have the means to push through and make it happen.
Yeah.
We're not taking anything away from Bacon, though. They played
We're gonna let
amazing
Nolan
game.
take this. All right.
Amazing game from the
Yeah.
from Bacon side.
Good games. Good
And
games.
especially in the second map, I think they surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
Maybe even themselves.
All right. So, hey, thank you guys very much. Can we get a round of applause for our amazing commentators? Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for
Thank you,
coming
Nolan.
My
up
pleasure, man.
and doing all this. I really
Anytime. So we're doing
appreciate
this next week, right?
Yeah, next week, right? No, tomorrow, right? No,
I'm sleeping tomorrow.
no. Okay, yeah, me too, I think. So don't
All
worry
right,
about
that
it. Don't worry about it.
sounds
We'll do
good.
that later. Can I have your headset, though? I'm going to need that.
Yeah, of course.
Cool, thanks, man. Cool. Arlan, get up here, man. Wait. Oh, there you go. Thank you, sir. And where's cool, thanks. Yep. So where's Nick? Is Nick still here? Nick, get up here, man. Come on. Freaking crazy admins like thinking. Get up here. Get this on. You're an admin. Yeah. Get this on. Alrighty. Thanks, man. Alrighty. So again, thank you guys again for staying. For those of you staying, and good night. Yes, good night. I know it's getting late. So yes, big congratulations again to all of our teams here. I also want to say a couple of special thanks real quick. So shout outs to Karen, the comm dev on Rainbow Six for, here? This Karen? Oh, okay, you're in the crowd, so thank you so much for all of the shirts. So yes, the reason why everybody got a shirt tonight is sitting right here in the second row, so thank you so much for that. And yes, and honestly, like I think we're good for the next 2 years, so don't worry about us. We're good. Also, I want to say a really quick thank you. So if you guys didn't know, Orlean and Nico here were the main admins on the Rainbow Six tournaments here. So big round of applause. Thank you guys so much for all your hard work. So now I'm going to leave it to them to introduce.
No. You don't leave it to us.
You're not. I'm not going to what?
Staying there.
I'm staying.
Okay.
But you got to announce your winners, man. You got to come congratulate them. I'm just gonna go hand out stuff. So.
Okay.
So you go bring your peeps up here.
Just for now, is somebody from the third team still there? The third team, the team that won the little final. No.
That means we get to keep their stuff.
Yes, perfect. So, for start, I'm welcoming the Bacon team to join us. Congrats!
Sorry. There you go. You guys got to keep applauding, otherwise it gets awkward.
Do we have a mic? Another mic, to...
Yeah, I got a mic. Oh, do I have a mic?
Oh, yes, you have a mic. Yeah. Yes.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for staying this late. We're really happy to be in the finals and to fight a very good team. And yep, that was super cool experience. Thank you very much everyone, and I'd like to thank the whole team who's been fighting very hard. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank
Where
you
is
for,
Nolan?
thank you
Okay,
for
Nolan.
organizing the
Okay.
whole competition too.
What do they win? They get these?
Yes.
What do you give them?
This and this.
This and this?
Yes. So now your price. No, there is something. Yes. Can you throw the prices on the floor, please?
Désolé. Est-ce que vous avez un sub?
Yes. Take your mic back. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Oh. Thank you. And now you can come on the stage. Congrats. As usual. You have to give us a speech. It's working?
Check, check. Ah.
Talk in this one.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out once again. And thanks so much to Bacon. It was, yeah, no, those are some really intense games. Yeah, that Villa, we were shaking. We were like, honestly, you guys put up a really good fight. And also, I want to give a shout out to Mello. He's doing something in Japan or something like that. Yeah, we finally got to carry him to gold, so yeah. Oh man. Woo!
See, speakers for Speakers Advantage. You get to pick one. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't drop them. It's like Jenga. It's like Jenga. Ah! Yeah, there we go. Here. What do you got? Jaeger, Thermite. What? Oh! Nice. Good save. Good save. You got Montaigne, Jaeger, Habana. I have no idea what's under me. Good. Go ahead. Why do you take those ones? Why? Jaeger, Sledge, Montaigne. Nice. Beautiful. All right. For the sub. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got the sub, yeah. Wait, you have a sub?
Yeah.
Give him this, too. This is for the sub. There you go. All right. So, yeah, one more round of applause. Thank you guys so much. Congratulations! Speakers Advantage! All right. Do you want to kick them off the stage now? Get off the stage. Get out of here. Go home. It's late. All right.
So I think it concludes our night.
I think so. All right. So, well, thank you. All right. So that is going to do it for us. So again, thank you everybody who stayed. Thank you so much to all of our participants who came and played. And yeah, just big thanks to all of our viewers on Twitch. And everybody who made the UGL possible, everybody behind the scenes, including Phil, including Simone with all the setup. He's over there. He's a rock star. Did you guys see, by the way, that Simon, in the middle of the match, did like a Formula One racing pit crew monitor swap for a broken monitor in the middle of a match? It was incredible. It was incredible over there. So a big round of applause for him. So again, and yeah, finally, thanks again to all of our admins once again for helping run these tournaments, the TFT. Thank you again for everybody in the UGL for participating, and Ubisoft for making this happen. So we love you guys, and hopefully we'll see you next time with the UGL. Good night, everybody on Twitch, and good night, everybody. Bye, guys. Seriously, go home. It's late. It's late. I'm tired. All right. Night. Bye, everybody.